muscle.
Time for a bath, time for bath, time for a bath, and time for bath.
Sassy black girl, sassy black girl, sassy black girl, kiss, kiss, kiss. Hashtag so what? Hashtag I ain't shame. Hashtag my money. Hashtag call me taxitude, honey.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday Free Show of A Mediocre Time.
It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Happy TD Friday.
Yes, happy TD Friday indeed. On either confrontations or news, his choice, Ross McCoy from the Orlando Talk Show with Ross McCoy.
Sam's really got to pronounce that TD where it comes out.
TD. I don't know if you heard that. I ran out of air when I was talking about it. I ran out of air and I died there for a second. But hey, it is another Mediocre Time, and we're glad to have you guys here today.
Couple things.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at the Orlando Solar Bears game November 10th. Sam's going to be at the November 13th.
Oh, no shit. What position you play?
You say,
I'm glad you brought that up, Ross. Because
he's a forward. He's a forward.
They at the first inaugural game, they did the quintessential shoot the puck into the tiny, they put this big wooden blocker in front of the net, and then they have like a tiny mouse hole in front of it.
It is like a tiny mouse hole.
That you have to, it has to be perfect.
It's literally the exact same size
as the puck.
As an official hockey puck. And like when they held it up, I'm like, oh my God, well, that guy has no chance.
I've seen people do it online before.
Yeah, you told me. Yeah, you told me.
I love they spent like $2 billion to build the Amway Center so we could play Carney games.
Yeah. Well, some things just never change, right? They've been doing that since the 60s, that same gag, and
same board.
And the crowd still went crazy, like the same amount of energy.
Because every once in a while it works.
True. I'll finish. November 13th, Sam will be there. On Thanksgiving, November 24th, Daniel will be there at the game.
Turkey Day hockey, please join me. I've already got a lot of listeners that are like scooping up tickets, and we're going to try to do like a meetup ahead of time for like some sort of bastardized Thanksgiving dinner, and then we're going to go to the game and go crazy.
And then
eat before or after they play? Probably after, right? You can't.
I eat during. If you're like my kid, you eat the whole time you're there. I mean,
but the players.
Oh, when do they eat?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Probably after.
The goalie could eat whenever. He's just, he's doing
You're
a lot.
not eating turkey and mashed potatoes before you go out there and play hockey.
You know what's funny?
He's just sitting in the squat position for a lot of it.
That's really hard, though.
That's dangerous.
And don't mess with a goalie. It's funny. When you watch, you see how much they covet their goalie, and they will beat your ass if you hurt their goalie.
Mm-hmm.
They will literally kill you.
Yeah.
And we'll all be back December 16th, the whole show for that game. Also, we just started promoting a personal VIP planetarium tour at the Orlando Science Center.
It's unbelievable.
You can get your tickets at tomandan.com. It's only Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah.
We're all going to experience it next week. It starts next week, but all the information's on there. It's really cool.
Yeah, you get the planetarium, and you actually get to use their telescope, and you have a astronomer guide there that will actually give you info and guide you through it. And it, again, you don't stand in a line. This is your time with the telescope, with the planetarium, and with that. They have a dome that they can project constellations on and show you anywhere.
Blow our wigs off.
Yeah, they could show you, okay, so you want to know what it was like the night that Abraham Lincoln was shot in the theater? Well, we can show you what the sky looked like that
Or
night.
Titanic sank,
Yep,
all the stuff.
Yeah, you want to see how, what was that? It was like, wasn't it Neil deGrasse Tyson that said the stars were incorrect?
Yeah, in the movie Titanic.
Yeah, in the movie Titanic. So, you can do all of that crazy nerd stuff. Find it at tomandan.com, ocls.org.
So back to the Solar Bears.
Excuse me, osc.org.
I saw on the BDM page someone put up what looked like to be a halftime show at a hockey game. And did you see this?
I did not.
Where
I'm gonna go check it out. Real
It
quick.
basically was like a cowboy that was
right.
holding a rope and
Yeah.
sitting on the second floor of whatever arena they were
So the
at.
second level of the arena.
Yeah, second level of the arena, and they opened up the gates to the ice or whatever, and then he's holding it, and he swings down, and then like flawlessly and smoothly like swings onto the ice, where he then starts sliding across the ice in cowboy boots. Right,
I can do this.
all the way
What?
to
I think I could do this.
a gigantic slingshot,
I'm
which caught him.
Am I not the only person that has had a laughable, chubby rope experience?
well,
That's me.
Daniel, look this up. Look up cowboy swings onto the ice at some hockey game, because he slides across the ice. And then it gets to a slingshot, like a huge human-sized slingshot that catches him and then slingshots him back to the original rope, in which he grabs it and
Is
then
he called the
swing-
skating cowboy?
It's a skating cowboy. Watch this
Okay,
guy.
hold on. I found.
What
What year is this?
This is, I found this from.
It's gonna be the
I
80s.
found this from
Or 90s.
America's Funniest Home Videos. This is back when Tom Bergeron used to be the fucking host. That's how old this clip is. My God.
Ross,
All right.
check this out.
So
All right,
this is
the greatest thing I've ever
This is
saw.
entitled "Skating Cowboy." Here we
I'm
go.
a big fan of the halftime shows. I don't know
Here
if
he
you know
goes.
that.
And
Yeah.
he's gonna. He's
Watch
a big
it.
boy
He
too.
swing- look how flawless. There he is. Look at him. This is just some boots. Yeah, he's going backwards, sliding backwards. Oh,
Push
this
him
one.
back.
Oh, there, yeah, there.
Going
This
back.
And then
slingshot
they
back.
slingshot him back, and
Look at-
he's just standing on his boots.
Yeah, he's standing on boots. Watch, he's gonna grab the rope, swing back. Oh, there he is. What?
I love this. This looks fun as hell.
Back to the ice.
Holy shit!
This looks fun as hell. He
Oh
threw his
my
hat.
God!
Hey,
Oh
guys.
my God!
Show's over. Just watch the cowboy clips. That's
Yeah,
it.
right?
I
We're
think
done here.
you ruined the fucking show, you idiot. Now everybody's gonna watch this guy.
We're done here.
That was amazing.
I have two
Wow.
questions that are very important. First, how did he realize he could do this? First, right? How did it
You know
even
what?
happen where he's like, I could do this?
Okay, hold on. In a time when I hate all of your questions,
Uh-huh.
that's a great question because how do you figure out that that's doable?
Yeah, then what?
Especially for a cowboy, because a
Maybe he
cowboy.
was out fishing.
Walk into the barn, maybe,
and then he
Okay,
he
hold on,
fell
you-
on the frozen lake, and then he's like, "Oh, I got to get back," and then he skated back on his boots.
Hey, I wonder if my friend that works in marketing with the solar bear, if they would want me to go down there and do this for one of their little halftime show, right?
Yeah.
It would have to be more cowboy like. Like he was in the stable one day and he slipped in a giant pile of cow shit and like skidded the whole
All
bar.
the way across the ice pond. I
Somebody
went
was
all
like-
the way across the ice pond, and it was there that I realized. Yeah. All right.
So then, my second question is: once he realized he could pull this off,
Mm-hmm.
how did he present this to the hockey team or the marketing department of
Let's
the
see
hockey
that
team?
PowerPoint.
I think
And then how did they let him do it? Or like
you
say,
must think I'm a fool.
all right,
You must think I'm a goddamn idiot.
all right.
You mean to tell me it's just coincidence that you waltz in here with your dumb little cowboy YouTube video with Tracy in the chat room listening, and you don't think for a second? You don't think for a second that
this
I
a setup?
know?
Is this a setup?
This is a fucking setup. This
Oh,
guy,
shit.
he's feeling old. What has he been
No,
doing?
come
At
on. No,
every go-to show we
It's
do,
a challenge at every
he does
one.
a challenge at
Yeah.
every one, and then he just waltzes in with some. Oh, and he's like, "Oh, pull it up, Daniel. Pull
Still
it up,
got it,
Daniel.
still
Oh,"
got it.
And then like he thinks I'm a fucking idiot, dude. You don't think?
So when
for
did
a
you buy
sec-
your cowboy
Yeah,
boots?
when you're gonna do this, aren't you?
No,
you guys
I-
are
Oh,
wrong.
do it on your
something-
sandals.
Is this? Oh, can you do it in sandals?
Well, okay.
Did you get new sandals?
Those are orthopedics. Don't talk about them. He told you not to talk about these. You were there when he said, "Don't talk about my."
I
oath."
was
Those are
not.
orthos. Those are the
No.
ones that grandmas wear when they're walking the mall.
No, I
Oh
my
no.
God.
There's some company I heard on a Ross Tucker podcast. They are like they're soft.
Yeah, they're orthopedic, dude.
I apologize
Ufos.
for calling you out.
They're
on it.
ortho heel.
They
Look
are
'em up.
big,
Ortho heel.
thick boys.
They
Yeah,
are
they're-
big thick boys. They look like they float.
Yeah, they do float.
That's what orthopedic shoes look. They're thick.
Listen,
Anyway,
I wish I could judge, but I was standing in my kitchen yesterday and I was like, I need house slippers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need the ones with the cushion.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Some big old thick boys.
I don't believe I can smooth transition
You haven't
onto
tried.
the ice
You haven't
from
tried.
the rope.
Who
Yeah.
are you and what have you done with Tom Van?
You
There is
haven't
no way
tried.
Tom would ever say,
I-
I don't believe I could any physical challenge.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you. Perfect show for Ross to be on. Finally, we got a bullshit detector here. They can call out this bullshit of a setup. I'm calling this a setup right now. He keeps things from me now, guys. Our relationship's been on the rocks as of late, and he keeps things from me now. And I swear to God, this is all a fucking setup for you to do the Sand and Ice Challenge.
I do believe I can do it. And Ross knew it. I'm just trying to play coy.
Is Ross in on it?
Travis, bring in the cowboy.
Oh, my God.
He's back, by the way.
Yeah, he is back. Never fired.
We're getting a random Travis Butler emails through
He did.
We'll
talk about
weird
that.
clients.
We'll talk about that later because apparently we bought some calf feeders.
Stallionfeeders.org.
Stallion feeders?
Even his clients are dumb. They don't realize he's gone.
No, apparently before Butler left, he bought a bunch of livestock feeders on our credit card because we own like a calf feeder and some stallion feeders. It's a thing that feeds stallions.
Well, this is going to tie into the cowboy thing. Give Tom a second.
A couple. If they let me go before it opens and give a couple swing practices, I can.
Here's the thing. If we're just being honest about this guy, that's a lot of core strength to be able to not fall backward. You know, he is tightening and he's using his leg muscles to keep him, and he's got great balance. I don't know if that's from riding a horse. I would imagine that it doesn't hurt.
Have you ever seen the guy on social media that gets out on his driveway full of ice and then he does the cartoon move where he starts running and running in place? So
I've done that before.
And he's going backwards and forwards.
I do that in my kitchen in socks.
Yeah.
But he goes too long. He's just good at balance.
Yeah.
Some people are just, I think, naturally good at balance. To be able to slide in cowboy boots across an entire
but
ice
this is a
rink.
large man who looks like Trace Atkins. You know, this looks like a country star.
Just the transition the rope swing
That's most
into the
impressive.
slide.
That's most
And
impressive.
if you're not seeing the video, he's swinging in from second level. He's swinging in.
Yeah, I can play a little bit more of
It's
this.
all
I'll
about
turn the sound down, though, so we can just get a little more.
It's the physics of the transfer of energy from the swing to the slide. It's
mean,
perfect.
it's
He's like, he doesn't
so
stumble at all.
impressive.
Look at that guy go.
Then he's backwards.
And the fact that he does go
he
backwards.
got laid that night, right?
Oh, yeah, this guy fucks.
Hell yeah, he does.
This guy fucks.
Yeah.
And you know what? No, you know what we're missing? This guy is a hockey guy. They just put him in cowboy boots. He's just doing skates.
I'm calling bullshit on that slingshot. He just hits that
Yeah, I
slingshot
agree.
and touches it and then kind of rebounds
Okay,
from it.
I'm
There's
gonna-
no sink into it classic
I'm going to
Roadrunner.
say something that's going to hurt some feelings, but this is the greatest halftime I've ever seen.
What?
I know.
Hold on.
I know.
Hold on.
What if today broke up the show? But this is, look, I've seen a
Pretty
lot.
impressive.
I was there for Frisbee dog diarrhea. I was there for Stormtroopers steal a Nerd's Monster dog tag. I
Were
was
you there for motorcycle hot dog
Yeah,
on a
that
I
was a
string?
was
good
there
one.
for
That was a good
motorcycle hot dog on a string, but I've never seen cowboy ice skate slingshot. Pretty goddamn good.
The greatest part about motorcycle hot dog on a string was that
Your
one
wife doing it against her will?
no, but one of the girls riding on the back of the Harley, or the Hell's Angels Harley guy,
Yeah.
was a high-powered lawyer in town's
That's true.
daughter. And he threatened to sue the station, the Orlando Predators.
Oscar Mayer.
Hey, they had to take down the video
Yeah.
of her reaching up for the hot dog.
It looks like, well, you know what it looks like.
The Twitch chat is really upset that you guys keep saying halftime. It is intermission.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
know what we're talking about.
We'll get it right.
Intermission, half the same shit, right?
Well,
No,
I mean,
there's
I know
three
there's
periods.
I know there's three. Don't say period.
That's what it's called.
Let's
No, I
say
know.
in between periods.
There's three flows.
Let's jump to voicemail. and
Okay, is there
email.
anything we need to plug before we get
Yes.
out of here? Or subscribe to our YouTube channel at Tom and Dan. I've secured that name, thankfully. So
Featured merch item of the week.
Yeah, featured merch item of the week, which is, again, these are the ones that I see and I go, well, we can't do that, but I guess we have to. You get 4 of the T&D reusable grocery tote bags. You get a 4-pack for $15. So that's like I think you're getting 4 for the price of 1, basically.
And now every single merch order and free sticker order, will get a Drive Shack buy 1 hour, get the second hour free Monday through Thursday. Drive Shack's one of our sponsors.
Local orders, of course.
Yeah, it's basically a driving range.
Fuck you, out-of-state listeners.
And,
Yeah, we put a card in
It's
there
like,
that
no,
says
no.
that, too. That's the new thing we've started doing. I bet you they'd like that. You know what? I bet you
probably
they
would.
would like
They
if I
probably
printed
would.
up some cards that just said, sorry, you're out of state. Fuck you.
You lose.
well, you can get one if you come and visit Orlando.
Look,
or a
I would love
destination.
for you to come and say,
Yeah.
hey, Dan, I was there. And
Canadian Josh is coming from Canada just
Yeah.
to go to a Solar Bears game.
Well,
Yeah.
Solar Bears games are rad, and it's good hockey, y'all. I mean, in the first 34 seconds of the first match we went to, they started fighting. in the first 34 seconds. And then I looked at the guy next to me who's a hockey guy, and he goes, "This is what happens. It's a home opener." Because apparently tensions were high, man.
Listen, I'll put out a bounty if anybody can find that man, the ice skating cowboy, as for an interview. I'll give you $100 cash.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, if you could track him down, I just want to talk to that gentleman and see.
Buy him a new pair of boots.
Yeah.
See how. I'm just curious. How did this come about?
It's
I just
good.
need to know.
Sir, would you consider opening for Corey Feldman?
Because I agree that it's probably a hockey player that just can do this. He's really good
the skating backwards is what got me. I'm like, wait a minute, this guy's obviously a hockey guy.
But did he just say, I bet I could swing?
Are we sure he didn't have blades at the bottom of the boots? Because they do sell those.
Cowboy blades?
Oh.
Well, I got to buy some of those. I got to buy some cowboy hockey boots.
I mean, it
That's
could
possible.
be a trick.
Yeah, that's absolutely possible.
Anyway, let's do some
mail on mail.
Hey guys, thanks for calling 1-800-HOT-DICK, the place to find real action with real men. To make it even better, we've got new low prices. So low, we're practically giving it away free.
If you are a man seeking a woman, press 1. If you are a woman seeking a man, press 2. If you are a man seeking a man, press 3.
Mail on mail.
Mail on Mail brought to you by Dapper Dental in Winter Park.
Scheduling my appointment. Scheduled it this morning.
The best dentist I've ever been to. I'm not joking. I am so...
Of the two?
The what?
Of the two?
Yeah. No, he's actually... He went to one that he hated, then he went to another one he hated. Then he got his worst one, Dr. Murder Gum, which we've heard about, right? That's the one that... dropped your... Can I talk about that? They dropped your thing on the ground. What are you talking about that?
My tooth.
They dropped his tooth on the ground. They're kicking it around. They still put it in. You didn't hear that story. You weren't here for that. Yeah, it was really disgusting.
Anyway, I went to Dapper Dental the other day for my cleaning exam, and I'm like, my God. like
The technology they have blew your mind.
Massage chair, and the chair was massage chair, and then a 50-inch TV, they have LaCroix, and then GD lobby. Anyway.
Oh, shit, it's white Bill Cosby.
I didn't realize that I did.
Was massaging.
Dude.
Dapper Dental, Winter Park. Anyway.
All right.
Did they talk to you about how you actually do have to floss more than twice a year?
I got back on the schedule of every 4 months, and that's the key.
Yeah, that's the key.
To you floss when you can, and then you forget.
When you can.
Everybody's busy.
Funny the other day, I was watching something with Sarah Silverman in it, and she was promoting flossing, and then she said the phrase that haunts me. Death creeps in through the gums.
Well, it is linked to your heart. If you want to scare yourself, get really high, and then read an article about how your flossing is connected to heart health, and scare yourself to sleep.
Come to the Bullet Bush on Saturday. I know I've got a comedian book that you do not want to stand more than a foot away from. Or less than a foot away from. Whichever way.
I feel like...
And I like how he doesn't say which one it is at all. There you go. Come to find out.
By the time your gums are attacking your heart, like you got bigger problems like all over. Like it's not just going to be that. It's going to be a lot of things.
It is true. That's absolutely true. Sam, let's start with an email.
Okay. Pig Tits Christine actually did find the skating cowboy. He was actually the Zamboni driver for that particular hockey game.
No shit.
Montana-based Zamboni driver.
Oh, I thought his name was Montana Bay.
His name is Cliff Abraham.
Cliff Abraham.
We got to get an interview for the $100 ransom.
Yeah.
You got to set up the interview.
Already backing down.
Yeah, right?
Well, I mean,
Again,
I'm not here to do the legwork.
Now I'm even more confused because now there was a conversation with the Zamboni driver and like the marketing department of this hockey team where he was like, "Hey man, I can swing from the second floor into the ice rink and slide across."
You know he was fucking around, right?
He has access to the rink after hours, and to do that job, you clearly have to be high and drunk. So all the pieces add up.
And then he just told them he could do that. I guess he showed them like
he did. Oh, he did it 65 times where he busted his fucking ass, and then he found some cowboy boot skates. Then he called the manager. And he's like, "Hey man, watch this."
And then did he do it just once, or was it every single game?
I feel like if he did it every single game, I would come to every single game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's something I'm gonna get bored of having a beer and watching.
Yeah. Then I imagine other hockey teams want that guy to come do that at their games because everybody's everybody has to go insane when they see that, right?
Can you only do it in cowboy boots, or could my dad do it in floor shines? And
Or
just use business shoes.
We get him a Cookie Monster outfit, and the next week is the Cookie Monster.
Yeah, but is he wearing cowboy boots? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the cowboy attire is the fish out of water that makes it better.
Yeah.
Because I think you look at it and you're like, oh man, boots and ice don't mix. But look at him go. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. First voicemail.
All right, let's try this one.
Hey guys, it's the Barry Joe. Just kind of got weirded out. I got a check in the mail from one of my customers, which is fairly standard. You know, got some pay by mail folks, but this guy sent me a check for $80, and if I look out my kitchen window, I can see his house. I also see him 4 or 5 times a week walking. We wave at each other. I say, hey, Jimmy, how you doing? You know, I just think that's kind of odd that he couldn't just, like, tape it to the door, hand it to me, say, hey, you know, here's your monies. But I don't know, maybe I'm weird for thinking that's weird, but I can see his grass from my front door.
What do you guys think?
I know what this is.
It's the avoidance of people, or what?
No, I have this too. It's the guy has, you know, there's an element of bad at life and procrastination and forgetfulness.
Still paying my checks.
And he drives himself crazy because he forgets to pay this guy every time he sees him, or his next. So in the middle of the night, he wrote this check, put a stamp on it, put it in the mail because he's like, if I don't do it now, I'll forget forever.
That's you. You do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
I mailed something for you yesterday.
I'll forget to give someone something, and then I'll just remember it at a certain time, and I have to do it now because I'll
we do that with
remember.
Tony a lot. We'll be like, yeah, you'll do it, and you'll be like, if I don't do it now, I'll forget, and then I'll, you know.
And the voice reminders and stuff, my Crystal tells me, like, use Alexa, use the...
That never works for me.
The reminder, and it will remind me, and then if I don't do it now, I'll forget it. And so it's like, if things are done... So
you've trained yourself to only use the reminder, but it has to be at the minute the reminder tells you.
Yeah.
Because if you let it go... It's like
gone.
It's like letting a dog out. It runs wild and it runs away.
I think we're talking about the trees here, you guys, and we need to adjust the forest. Dude, chill out. This fucking guy, first of all, paid you.
Yeah.
Second of all, what the fuck else do you have to worry about? Like, if this is the biggest thorn in your fucking foot, go about your goddamn day and be happy. Because, like, I got nothing going on in my life, and I got worse problems than this.
Right. Well, he has. He killed an interaction, so I support what the old man did in a weird way because, like, he
fucking order your pub subs online.
He made you not have to worry about a life decision or small talk. So you should be on board with all of this, right? Well, you probably would go against DeBerry Joe and say, not cool. No, this guy was avoiding all human contact, which is the way to play it.
But I'm like the old man, the forgetful old man, but I'm also like DeBerry Joe, where it doesn't matter. Like, it matters to me why this happened, and it will drive me crazy until I find out why. And so he's like, I see the neighbor.
But you're also not the type of person to go, no, you would never do that. You're not the type of person to go out to the old man and go, hey, old man, why'd you put it in the mail? You could have just handed it to me, Jimmy. Isn't that the guy's name? But you're not the type of person to ever have that type of conflict. I am. I would walk up to him and be like, hey, you know, you can just walk this over and put it under the mat or just give it to me. And he'd be like, oh, okay.
And the answer is, like, I just do all my bills at once and I send them all out. It's something so banal.
Right.
It's not.
It's not a decision.
It's not because I fucking hate you and I'm part of a satanic cult that's secretly planning to kill you and your family at night, which is what you're making up in your fucking head.
I wonder if it's also a bit egotistical to think that the guy has to walk it over. Yeah. It's like, who do you think you are? You're a bill like everybody else.
Right here. Yeah. No, you're a fucking bill in the mail like everybody.
Oh, my God.
But it does seem ridiculous.
I'm like Ross.
Deliver your mail to the mailman, him drive away with it to the postal office, like, put it in the sorting machine.
That's the only part I like, is that it wasted the government's time. That's the only part I like.
Then they deliver it across the street 4 days later after it goes through the whole, like, too much man hours for, walk it over. Anyway.
How about this one? Burn comes and does my pest control every once in a while. And this is they've just kind of changed their system since, but it used to be like you'd pay the guy on scene, you know?
Oh, really?
And
that's old school.
So you gotta give him my fucking Costco card, whatever. He copies it onto the receipt, and they run it like back at the office at the end of the day. And they always ask, "Hey, do you just want to keep it on file?" And I always said no. And it's like, I don't know.
I like
they have it.
I like that you have no reason for it. Yeah.
If they want to steal it, they have it. It's all in paper and like, but to me, I'm like, no, erase it from your mind. I will tell you the number again next time. I will control the number.
And by the way, just keep it on file. Even if the customer says no, I know that's not the way Burn does business or anything. But if this is Tom Van's pest control.
He doesn't know what's good for him. I'll help him out.
I would just keep it on file.
Yeah.
And then the next time be like, hey, I kept your credit card on file.
No, you can't say it. You got to let the guy.
You can't admit it, no.
No, you got to let the guy give you the number, but you're writing it down real fast because you already have it.
Well, what if you told him, like, I remembered your number?
No, some of that happened to you and it freaked you out.
Like
that happened to you at Planet Smoothie with the.
No, it's my phone number.
I know, but it freaked you out that the guy was like, well, that's the thing you remember. You can't ever let people know that you kept it.
No, I want him to.
Dante moved on.
Yeah. There's not that. There's a lot of turnaround.
Now he's got a
game.
Oh, who would have known?
Yeah.
Now he says his new Smoothie Boy is not a little.
No, come on.
He's a little. Yeah.
Tom Van Pest Control just makes me picture a guy on the floor just squishing ants one by one with his finger.
Let's
traditionalist.
Let's play another one.
All right. Oh, give me an email.
Well, they're dead, right? That's all, you care how they die?
Say that. I knew you'd say that.
Howdy, folks. Just a random thought. That little trailer at TUFFY'S that you all had taken the picture in, I think it would be really cool to see you guys do a live Friday free show there and can all sit in and have lunch and beer while we watch. Maybe even a private BDM event. Have a great day.
So you want us to sit in a tiny RV and do our show? Oh, my God.
Well, we probably just do it like
at the music box,
50 feet on. Like,
but I think they want us to like the allure of us doing it in a tiny camper for some reason.
Back
like
to the trailer,
like a fireside chat, like a fireside.
I mean,
chat.
it's a good idea for pictures, but I mean, I hate those pictures personally. Like, I love Tony Munjet.
Oh, he was setting us up.
We look like,
yeah,
he put pictures of us like we look like Rascal Flats. I'm like, fuck that. Yeah. I don't want to look like that. I didn't come here to look like a fucking idiot.
Although we don't have many pictures of the show, so
but we didn't need that one.
Yeah, but you're the king of like yesterday we got photos done for Bart Merrick, the Bart Merrick team, but like if it were up to you, you just want us to take the photo. You give us no preparation, and Sam and I like to put our face on before we get a photo.
Yeah, he changed the day on us last minute. I'm like, what the hell?
I like to put my Oxy on my acne scars, and I like to put in my. I've got some Hot Topic contacts I like to wear.
Oh, I was the king of flesh-colored Oxy in the 90s.
Were you? Yeah. My mom would never let me buy it. She's like, it's going to look like makeup, and you're going to get teased.
Mm-hmm. And that was true.
Yeah. I mean, like, she kind of knew, I guess. But, I always thought, I was like, it's awesome because it covers the shit.
Yeah. We do need to do more stuff at TUFFY'S because awesome. The venue is great.
That place is fucking cool.
It's a little easy to get drunk there. I'm looking at you, Giovanni, and the number of drinks. The bartenders are rapid fire fast. And then I had a cider that night, too, because I make cider.
Yeah,
It's ridiculously good, dude.
I'll tell you, it's a great venue because I only have one complaint, and that is the smoke machine. At the end of the night, the Mo Comedy Jam night, it looked like fucking Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, yeah, they have a smoke machine?
Out of fucking control, yeah.
Yeah, better for bands,
Yeah.
I don't
Comedy doesn't need smoke.
I don't know that anybody saw Ross Pez yet. They just heard him kind of through the PA.
There was a band at Fest that straight up told the people to turn the fog machine off. They're like, can you knock that fog machine off?
Oh, man. And the guy's like, but in the 80s, this shit was fucking rad, dude.
And then you peasants wouldn't know, but there's like a little green room backstage, and somehow all the smoke was getting vented into there. It was thick.
Like a hot box.
It was thick in there.
Let's play another voicemail.
All right, let's try this one right here.
Tom, Dan, Sam, BDM Mike. Midnight thoughts here, working away, kind of late, and listening to the ACTs as I do on my podcatcher, and I hear this nonsense. There's a terrestrial radio only part. I pay a good amount, not $10.95, so I'm not asking for much. I'm not going to ask you to lie on a resume for me yet, Thomas, but come on, man. Let me, what's going on? BDM, can we get that for, like, the DLs? Can I get that terrestrial segment, on Mondays, maybe on...
Nope, you get it on the Friday Free Show.
Wait, what?
He's complaining about, in a tongue-in-cheek way, I was going to use it as a way to promote that now on Thursdays we do a couple segments of A Mediocre Time censored on the radio. That's what he's talking about.
Gotcha.
Well, what's the complaint?
It's not a true complaint. It's a tongue-in-cheek, I'm a BDM, fucking with Tom. It's not a real complaint.
It's just 2 segments cut out of the previous Friday Free Show. If you want to, it's on the Friday Free Show. It's not curated best of or anything.
No.
It's just literally 2 20-minute segments.
You've probably already heard it. But for people that only listen to the radio, they've never heard it. So that's what it is.
Like the ACT best of that Sam does each week, that's curated segments from ACT throughout the week. That I can understand, but that's on podcast.
You get that anyway.
This is nothing special. It's just it's a way for us to cut out some content during the week. That
get a little planning time.
Again, force for the tree, you guys. Shout out to this guy for being drunk at midnight. He's still working on the clock, drunk at midnight, calling your asses with a dumb idea. Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, you're right, Ross.
Let's try this one. Because that one doesn't.
Tom, Dan, Sam, BDM Mike. Taking the girlfriend to work this morning in her car. She's going out of town this weekend, doesn't want to leave it in old Balwan. So, get in, turn on the car. What do we hear come on the radio but old Johnny's house in the morning? And unironically, she also, just like Andrea, listens to Johnny's House.
I think a lot of ladies like their pop music, and I think they're going to select Johnny's House because it's an easy thing to listen to when you're taking the kids to school. Like you and I actually have the opportunity in the coming months, hopefully, or month rather, to be on Johnny's House. I'm trying to work that out now to help promote our beer fest. So, I've never had a problem with Johnny's House. In fact, it might come as a shock to some of you. I thought I said this last time, but I'll listen to it. It's easy for me to listen to it in the car with May. I get no complaints. She likes the music. I know those guys. They're
talk
great
about
folks.
a sweet gig.
It's a sweet gig.
You know, we talk a lot
of
shit about radio.
Gig,
yeah. He's good,
if
though.
anybody
He's
deserves a sweet gig, it's that guy. Your fucking house burns down. All this kind of shit happens to you. Yeah. He's a good dude.
But where you start breaking down how much content they actually have to fill, especially with like a music morning show, whatever. And then you're like
it's a different kind of dance.
You're like 18 minutes an hour. Yeah. It was like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like, that's sweet.
What I would say the hardest part that they have to do though is the amount of appearances and things that they have to host. I don't want that gig. I'm too old for that now.
That 18 minutes an hour is
you
like
would for 300
regularly scheduled out though, like too, because like it's.
You are correct. For 300 grand, I'd be a hosting motherfucker. And I think he gets more than that, but I don't want to say. I don't want to land on it for too long.
Because I'm taking my kid to school the same time every day, and Johnny's House is usually on, and it's usually the same bit every time. It's like
it's formulaic. They know what they're doing. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's sweet. Oh, so sweet.
Oh, it's nice. You got an email over there, Sam?
Sure.
And you get to listen to Doja Cat.
Well, I love Doja Cat.
LA Tours of the Stars homes. Listening to the show where Dan talked about going on an LA tour of the Stars homes, I just went on one. We saw The Rock's house, Leonardo's house, Tom Hanks' house, and they are all neighbors, very convenient. Towards the end of the tour, we are on the Sunset Strip, and the tour guide says, "See that house up there? That was the Iron Man house."
Yeah, I did this tour.
They CG'd the water, but that's the house. Dan went on the same tour because he heard the same bullshit. Iron Man's house was nope. The interior of Stark Mansion was filmed on the soundstage. I looked it up.
Yeah. I knew he said that in my tour. He said that's the exterior shot for Iron Man, but it's not the interior.
Then I looked up all the other houses. It turns out that The Rock doesn't live in an $11.5 million house right next to a road. He has a $55 million estate way far away from any tour bus stops. So does Tom Hanks and so does Leo. It was all bullshit. The only one that was correct was Quentin Tarantino's house. That was legit. Sucking fat celebrities, Ryan.
I think some of what he's saying is correct and some of it is incorrect. I think a lot of these like celebrities, you forget that a lot of these celebrities buy a house, move into it, and then literally never live there because their life changes and they go and do things.
Or they have it while they're in LA and they rent it out to pornos the rest of the time.
Exactly. For instance, we were talking about this yesterday on ACT, and Sam and I are working on trying to get an interview with this YouTuber that I like called Big Banks. He does a tour of a mansion that is abandoned that happens to be Rihanna's, but she hasn't lived there for the last 12 years. So my point is that yes, that could have been The Rock's house, and what that guy was saying to you was accurate, but those houses change hands quick. Quick.
I had a friend who did like tours in New York, like around Central Park.
I think that would be more interesting to me.
Well, his thing was that like he started out real sticking to the history. This was that and here and like that, and people hated it.
Yeah.
So he just started making shit up, and people were like, "Yeah, give us more of that bullshit."
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think Scott York does ghost tours in St. Augustine, and I think he started doing them very historical and by the book. And I think now to make him great, and he's a gamer. I think he dresses the part, and I think he just lets his imagination go fucking wild, and he tells you some shit, and you get done with a ghost tour, and you're like, "That was awesome."
The Slimer lives here. Just say whatever you want. People are like, "Yay!" The problem I have with the celebrity house tours is they're all just generic Malibu mansions, and there's nothing.
It could be anybody.
Well, but yes, like obviously they could lie, which I'm sure the tour guide eventually realized. Like, I don't need to do any research. I'll just go the easiest route for me to drive, and I just make up like this is Kid Rock's house. How would anybody know? Like, no one ever.
They also do the same thing before the tour to get you hooked. Like they'll say, "Now, hey, not every tour we see celebrities, but we have seen." So, and then they'll give you a list of people that they've seen, and it's a good list. So you're like, "Well, shit, we might actually see some celebrities," but. I mean, that happened like maybe once every 1,000 tours.
But you want their houses to look or be branded somewhat like them.
Monogram
or their
on the gate.
Character. Like you drive by Rob Zombie's house and you want
spooky.
You want it looks like Transylvania.
Oh, shit, Dracula's parked out front.
You do want that. You're like, oh my God, his cobwebs are everywhere.
Like Tom Hanks' house, his mailbox looks like Wilson.
Or you at least
want something, you're like, oh, that's the thing.
You at least want Randy Newman out front.
Something.
I got Hey, everybody, how you want to do?
But it's all generic Malibu mansion in California, where there's no like you want Kid Rock's house to be American flag, or some sort of like branded.
You know what Kid Rock's house is an American flag.
Like, that's what I mean. I want something to be like their character or who they.
You want like everybody to be a cartoon and like live in a house that reflects.
He wants every person in Hollywood to have Mike Busey's house, where it says their name and then it has like what they do on it somehow.
You know you're at the sausage gas. You can smell it.
Smell that fresh sausage. Next.
What more like pinch a penny than sausage. So.
You want to do one more? What do we do? Voicemail or email? Where are we
We just did an email, but we can do another one.
No, I got one. I got one. Here we go.
Tom, Dan, Sam, BDM Mike.
Oh, God, Mike.
Tom, I also am a Castleberry trashman. I pile my sticks and stuff up by the road because, they'll come get it. But I'm like you. I'm not fancy. I'm not ooh-la-la. But I got a neighbor who is trashier than both of us. And they put a tarp with some PVC that was holding up the tarp and some landscaping tires out amongst the pond fronds and other weeds that had blown down from the hurricane.
Did you do that?
Tom, I know you and I couldn't go over there and confront those neighbors, but Daniel, let's say you knew who those neighbors were. What would you do? Anyways,
I would do nothing. You don't. Obviously, you're not listening, Mike, and you're leaving too many voicemails. You're not listening. I would do nothing. No, I love his voicemails, but I would do nothing. My wife would call code enforcement. She does every week on somebody.
Snitch, man.
She is. She's cheap and she's a snitch. She's a lovely human, and I love her. I love her. I'd take a bullet for her and die for her. But she is cheap, and she will call code enforcement on it, to the man that has parked a Jeep behind my house. Your Jeep will be gone today, sir. It's going. It's going to happen. There's no stopping it. You have a trash-filled Jeep behind my house.
Just turn a blind eye.
No, I do. But I'm telling you, the hell is coming for you, and its name is Andrea. There.
So you piling up the actual
I don't care what.
trash.
I honestly, you would agree with that about me. I don't care what you do outside of your house.
Yeah,
it doesn't affect me. I mean, I would prefer you keep it clean because I'm a clean person, but that's not mine. I have no jurisdiction there or whatever, and I'm not going to call I don't even know how to call the code enforcement.
How long has it been since the hurricane? Because
like 4 weeks.
Because we
I think 4 or 5.
still have the giant brown stick piles in front of all our houses.
Last night was Taste of Baldwin Park, so we needed all of the heavy equipment to make the rich people drink and eat shrimp.
And it's funny that because I could easily just take my own shit to the garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a truck. It's not even that. I mean, I can understand people that don't have pickup trucks.
You were going to take your own shit but you got peer pressured into not doing it.
And now, well,
he didn't want to do it because he was afraid all of his. We talked about this on ACT. I think you were afraid all of your neighbors would say, "Well, look at this motherfucker.
Yeah,
he thinks he's better than us."
But also now, since Crystal also told me, she's like, hang out with your family instead of doing work all the time.
When did that conversation happen?
When I was I'm like, I'm going to take these sticks to the dump, and then she's like,
Take
what?
the boys with you.
Yeah.
Well,
I used to love going to the dump, dude, because it was the only place I could get porno other than my dad.
My wife was just like, stop hanging out with us. Get a fucking job.
But now I don't take them because I'm fearful that they are just like, if I take it now, they're going to come the next day to take all the neighbor stuff, and I wasted my life. So,
Right.
But every day I don't do it, I'm like, shit.
Wait, what about as a family? Crystal, too. All of you go.
Oh, yeah. Make Tommy and Max throw some
family
sticks
dump
off the
truck.
truck.
Yeah.
No.
Family
No. She doesn't.
road trip.
She not going that. My sons aren't going on
Okay.
that. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't force my family to do anything.
Okay.
Like they do whatever they want, and my sons don't want to do any work. I can't make them.
I like that.
How about this move? Our street has got the brown piles out front.
Yeah.
We got we took our trees down all this summer, so like we have nothing out front, but like pretty much everybody else on the street has a big brown pile in the front of their lawn right now. And a guy last week took a tree down and just heaped it up on his front of his lawn. Like, here you go, the city.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that's happening because
Yeah.
now the pile just attracts more piles.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, eventually they're going to take this pile, so who cares if it's a little bit bigger?
Yeah, it's a few more piles.
But,
Who cares?
But when does it stop? Like
Never
at
stops.
a certain point.
Never stops. What if Castleberry's all piles?
That's what I'm saying.
Oops, all piles.
Yeah.
Like if I looked at
100% piles.
Pileberry.
it looks like a trash neighborhood because
Miles
all
of
it is
piles.
is
Well,
Piles of-
Trashelberry.
Yeah, Trashelberry, miles of piles, whatever you want to call it. Piles for miles.
All right, we're gonna take a break.
Yes.
When we come back, we'll do some news and
I got a
then-
Halloween Horror Nights review for you, too.
Okay, great.
yeah,
Awesome. New music from a band called Sick Waiting. The name of the song is Uncommon Veins. This is nice and heavy. We'll be back with more on Mediocre Time momentarily. 1-844-TOMNDAN. Show at TomandDan.com for last minute emails.
We are the last living things in the night. We hide in shadows and corners and work away from the light. A product of environment, finish then we start again. We need no alibi. Yeah. We share uncommon veins, and arteries are the same. And it's not uncommon these days to relegate to a race. But the rats are all just dying off, succumbing to survivors of a lifetime running in place. And so the shit gets seared at our common fears. They hide in the light, and you'll find them in here. So all the disaffected, welcome to Come and Get It.
You're listening to the industry leader, radio guys turned podcasters. And now the whole town is sucking our dicks.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to lick our balls, bitch.
No, that's too strong, 'cause it's my favorite holiday. But all this year's been a busy blur. Don't think I have the energy to add to my already mad rush just 'cause it's 'tis the season. The perfect gift for me would be completions and connections left from last year. Ski shopping counter, most interesting. Had his number, but never the time. Bust to 81, passed along those lines. So deck those off, trim those trees, raise up cups of Christmas cheer. I just need to catch my breath. Christmas by myself this year. this year. Merry Christmas, but I think I'll miss this one this year. Merry Christmas, but I think I'll miss this one this year. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Daddy has provided me with the world's smallest turkey, already in the oven, nice and hot. Oh damn, guess what I forgot? So on with the boots, back out in the snow to the only all-night grocery. When what to my wondering eyes should appear in the line is the guy been chasing all year. Spending this one alone, he said, give me a break, this year's been crazy. I said, me too. Well, why are you? You mean you forgot cranberries too? And suddenly we laughed and laughed, got on to what was happening. That Christmas magic brought this tale to a very happy ending. Yeah. Merry Christmas, but I couldn't miss this one this year. Merry Christmas, but I couldn't miss this one this year. Merry Christmas, I couldn't miss it. It's back out in the snow this year. Merry Christmas, but I think I'll miss this one this year. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Daddy has provided me with the world's smallest turkey, already in the oven, nice and hot. Oh damn, guess what I forgot? So on with the boots, back out in the snow to the only all-night grocery. When what to my wondering eyes should appear in the line is the guy been chasing all year. Spending this one alone, he said, give me a break, this year's been crazy. I said, me too. Well, why are you? You mean you forgot cranberries too? And suddenly we laughed and laughed, got on to what was happening. That Christmas magic brought this tale to a very happy ending. Yeah. Merry Christmas, but I couldn't miss this one this year. Merry Christmas, but I couldn't miss this one this year. Merry Christmas, I couldn't miss this one this year. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Yeah!
That is Christmas wrapping from the Aqua Dolls. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. Real quick, we are auctioning off our ART&D in Sanford for the Bad at Business Beer Fest night. So Friday night and Saturday night, you can win this if whoever's the highest bidder.
Yeah, we're trying to raise a little money.
All the proceeds are going to go to Pet Rescue by Judy in Sanford because we figured we'd benefit a local Sanford charity. It's right down the street. And it's going to come with 4 VIP tickets to Sofas and Suds.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And we're going to throw in some Beer Fest and Sofa and Suds t-shirts.
We're going to try
merch.
to keep piling stuff on this to make it bigger and bigger. So if the bidding starts going, like, don't be surprised if we add a few more things, because I got a couple emails out to try and get a few more little pot sweeteners.
So Jeff Howell will come stay with you.
The website
I don't think anybody wants that.
is tomanddangiveback.com, and it's up right now. I think Tony's going to put it on the BDM page. But
he's drinking again, right? I hang out with him.
Jeff Howell? Yes, he is. He is drinking again. Yeah,
more fun when he's drinking.
I'm drinking
Everybody
again
is.
too, but I don't know if it's going to last because Andrea doesn't like it. So we'll see.
My dad got sober when I was 6. Fucking bore after that.
Really? Yeah.
Sorry,
right? My dad never did.
I wish my dad was
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's right. Our dads are dead.
Speaking of charity, next Thursday,
technically they're sober.
On November 10th. During Porky's Bike Night, there an old friend of ours who worked at the radio station, her nephew got in a bad motorcycle accident. He's young. He's 25. He's a firefighter.
Like a young guy.
And so they're doing a benefit at Porky's and a Popka. It's November 10th, and they got silent auctions and some raffles and
We've
stuff.
been
It's
a part
bike
of a
night,
couple of these times. You know, Steve is such a good dude. Steve, the Porky's
He's always
crew,
doing this.
Everybody out there, like, if I had unfortunately, Steve has had to do a bunch of like charitable bike nights for people that have gotten hurt on motorcycles.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the kind of guy Steve is. You know, and we actually hosted a couple of them and stuff like that. So if you can swing by there and help out this family and help out this young guy that got injured, it would really.
It's a friend of ours, nephew.
Help us out.
Also, at the Bad at Business Beer Fest, Pictet's Christine is offering. She wants to raise some more money for Yellow Brick Road. So anyone who buys a shirt from Juan for the Yellow Brick Road will be entered in a raffle to win a custom painting from her.
I think her first name is now Pig Tits.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's insisted that we
That's her
call her
Twitch
Pig
handle.
Tits instead of Christine. But yeah, so that sweetens.
Don't yell that out at her in public. That seems to be a problem.
Absolutely, that
Yeah,
is
somebody
It's a
did.
problem.
I saw somebody.
Yeah,
do
multiple
that.
people
They're
have.
like pig tits. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, I know you're excited, but just go like, it's her name is Christine.
She has her baby with
Yeah,
her.
she's
sir.
married for Christ's sake. Jesus,
The baby
Yeah,
don't
watch
know
out.
what that
Thick Nick will
means.
get you.
Yeah. Oh, thick Nick. Oh, I wish he'd give me.
Let's do.
Am I supposed to say? I don't think I'm supposed
He'll
to say
carry
that.
you like a
but
baby.
He is beefy, right?
He is beefy.
I want to wrap my arms around him.
Let's do
I don't think
some,
you can.
Do some news.
All right, let me find your button, Ross. It's been a minute. Hold on. It's this one right here, and it might be the volume might be down, so just bear with me, okay? Here we go. In 3, 2. Oh, it's down.
Piece of shit news.
Ross's News brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go, just call Mo.
God damn, that's a beefy Mo.
The DeWitt Law Firm. Handling all injury cases and including motorcycle cases.
Yeah, and we hit him with all of our stupid legal questions about all the dumb things we do.
Yeah.
You listen to NPR, he'll do your divorce.
Oh, yeah, he is on there. That's right.
What do we got today, Ross?
We're working a confrontation of the week to start it off. This is I told you guys Halloween Horror Nights review. I went to Horror Nights the other day.
Okay.
I made a huge mistake. I looked at the pricing, and I left it to the last week. That's on me.
Okay.
I had the last weekend to go.
Oof.
And so Thursday, Friday, Saturday are like $110 or something like that. Sunday, Monday, the 30th and the 31st are like $90. So I know how they forecast, and like I figured those are going to be the lighter nights. Halloween always is dead at Horror Nights. I figured the 30th.
Is it really?
Yeah. Everybody's got other stuff to do.
Gotcha.
They're out trick-or-treating with their kids and so, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but
exactly.
I guess so. But you would think that a lot of people would want a destination.
If you didn't have kids, this is the perfect.
Well, what I was going on, and I'm wrong, I'm flawed in my logic, but I'm thinking of the rest of the world would love to spend Halloween in Orlando at Halloween Horror Nights because the rest of the world doesn't have it. That's what I'm thinking.
Sure.
I'm thinking we have billions of people.
You're right. Yeah.
That would
all
want
the
to
vacation.
right? Like if you were a sheik and you like horror. I mean, so anyway, sorry, I'm flawed.
So I figured Halloween's always dead at Horror Nights. That's a given. Everybody's got other stuff to do. You know,
Sure.
You got your Halloween party, you got trick or treating with your kids or whatever. I figured the 30th, the Sunday before, would also be dead, and the ticket pricing seemed to reflect that to me. So I got my ticket for Sunday. It was fucking jammed, dude. There were so fucking.
Oh my
many
God, the
people there.
sheiks were there. All of the sheiks.
Seek your booty, the rest of them too. Yeah, and I got there a little bit late because I'm thinking it'll be dead, and so I got there about 9 o'clock ish when they opened at 6. And dude, I got there at 8, and it took me to 9 to get to the gates and into Halloween Horror Nights. That's what happened.
Crap.
So like 9, I'm in the door, and went and first got the signature The Weekend drink, Save Your Tears.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious. Had little peach bobas in it.
Oh,
It was
he had
really
his
good.
own drinks?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
Just
dope.
one signature drink.
That's cool.
But
We had
there
our
was-
own drinks at the Solar Bears game. No big deal.
What's it called?
Did
It
we?
was called a Dansby. You didn't have it? The bartender was a BDM, and she
Yeah.
made a Dansby drink named after my new puppy. And then some other, I think it was called a Tom Collins, or it was like a play on the show or something.
This drink will shit all over your house and ruin your Halloween.
It was really strong. Yeah.
So I was at Horror Nights 9 o'clock to 2 in the morning. I got through the Weekend House 4 times.
Seems like a lot.
Did you do any other houses or no?
Fuck no, dude.
Just there for the weekend.
I got to Save Your Tears. Went through the house once. Went back, got a refill. Through the house once. Went and got this little delicious treat that they were serving. I forget what it was called. It was called like a broken spine with blood and vomit or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But it was like a hot dog on a stick with a spiral potato around it with chili and cheese and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Through the house one more time. And then like the last time I'm going through the line, it's like 1:40, right? And I'm like, okay, I got enough time to get through the house, get back in line before 2. 2's the cutoff. If you're in line at 2, you get to do it again. But if you don't get in line by 2, you're at the fucking park,
Sure.
right? So I did. I get in line like 1:55, but based on my experience, this is about a 60-minute line. Having gone through the house 4 times now in the night, I'm in about a 60-minute line at 2 in the morning, or at 1:55. 2 in the morning, all the lights go out. All the lights, and the queue is just weekend music the whole time. The music stops playing, the lights go out.
Or they shut it down for the night.
And that's what some people are like, they're shutting us down. And
Wait,
I know.
while you're in it?
While we're in the queue. We're in the queue to get into the house
I will
one more
say
time.
that you should be okay. I have no dog in the fight, but I would say that if you're big Universal, you should probably stop filling the queue before you turn the lights out on people, right? No.
Well, the problem is Mr. Universal is in a mansion somewhere, and the people shutting off the lights are you know,
they live on
trying to
OBT.
get home.
They're teens,
young teens that
they
live
wanna
on
go out and party.
They live in Heroin Alley.
seasonal employees that had enough of Halloween already.
That sucks, man.
So it's one of two things. It's either it's 2 a.m. and they want to chase some people out of the line to clear it out, which I don't think is the case because I don't remember anything ever working like that. Anytime I've
never
at
heard of
Universal.
that.
Or it's a legitimate technical issue and the line's gone down.
Now
and
that
so,
I've had at every part.
To that point, like the guy who comes out to make the announcement doesn't even have the mic. He can't even use the sound system or anything. And he just comes out and he's yelling at us, "Hey guys, we're having some technical troubles."
It's an OLE scenario here. Yeah, the sound system is bad.
You're welcome. You're welcome to stay in the queue if you want to, or if you want to leave, you're more than welcome to. They made that announcement a couple times.
Actually, that would be pretty good if that were part of the story, right? Like, sorry, we're having some technical difficulty, and it's an actor, and he's out there talking, but just to make it spookier.
That'd be a good idea for a house gone wrong. For
house. They should have a house
I like that.
shut down on
That's
you, or you get trapped in.
Call Mike. Call someone. Get that on the books. I like it.
So you don't know whether it was actually a technical issue or
they do that one a couple times, and then a guy comes like 15 minutes later. A guy comes out and he's like, "Hey, listen, we the house right across the street. It's open if you want to. We'll get you guys an experience through that house, or you're more than welcome to wait in line if you want to." And a bunch of people left for that shit, because it's just the end of their night. They wanted one more house. They got in line for whatever they were closest to. So all those people leave.
Well, they're not as dedicated to the weekend as you are, right? I mean, you were going there for specifically that house a bunch of times.
That's the only reason I was there.
Gotcha.
So we're down to like a 30-minute line at that point, and like a couple minutes later, everything fires back up, and we got to go through the house.
And so this is a confrontation, so I'm waiting for
I
the
forgot
inevitable.
about the confrontation.
I was like,
You had us on the edge of our seats.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Wait, we're going to cuss out a scare.
This
you
motherfucker
yelled
got
at
to
a
punch
team?
the weekend. He put a bandage on his hand.
Just real quick, the house is really good. My favorite part was, Dan, you remember the Super Bowl, like the Hall of Mirrors?
I did like that part.
You get to do that. You get to walk through that, dude. It's
cool.
so fucking cool.
That's really cool.
Confrontation of the week.
Freak out.
I'm coming into Universal, right? And you know the part where you like, I got dropped off, but you come in from the parking garage. There's that big like rotunda, and then you get on like people movers into the park main.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like I don't go out very often, so I got all done up. I had
you had your face on. You had an After 5 dress on.
I had my cutoff jorts. I had my Dawn FM T-shirt, right, and I had my wife braid my hair for me. I did the willy. I had 2 nice little pigtails going down my back.
That looked nice for the weekend.
Yeah,
Is this something you care about? I'm not joking.
I'm coming
Blow
in.
his headphones off.
I'm coming in, and behind me I hear. Like kind of low and to the behind me, I hear, "Look at this guy! He's got handlebars," and it turns out to be 2 little girls, and I don't want to say they were specifically from Taft, Sam, but they look like some Taft children.
Yeah.
So
you got to tag my redneck?
But don't tell me you're gonna fight with 2 little girls.
Yes.
2 redneck little girls.
Yes.
I hear her go, "Look at this guy! He's got handlebars."
Look at this guy. He got handlebars.
Right away, I know she's talking about me because I got my fucking Willie Nelsons hanging down my back, right? And,
You an outlaw?
My fucking hackles go up on my neck, and so like I'm just listening to them talk about me, and the line that caught my ear the most was this little girl just starts giggling. I mean, like, what's to stop me? What's to stop me? And then she wanted to grab my pigtails and yank me to the fucking ground.
What's
by them.
to stop me?
Right?
I'll punch your fucking face. What do you mean? What's to? How old?
Okay, I don't see them until they passed me like a couple minutes later, and they were probably like 15 to 17.
Okay. Yeah, you can't find
like,
children. That's the bad part.
Yeah.
No, I've learned that. I've had Andrea tell me this a bunch of times. She's like, you can't hit children, and I'm like, why?
Well, they're
were acting like assholes.
2 big old Taft dudes too with them. But the dudes were quiet. I didn't hear them. And then eventually one of them goes like, "I wish my hair was that long though."
They were haters because they were jealous.
Correct.
They turned because you use that mane and tail, dog.
And I didn't say a fucking word to him. I just let it all happen. I listened to it all. I didn't say a fucking word.
So this was a mind confrontation.
Yeah.
I like this one. Psychological.
I'm jealous that Ross even went to Halloween Horror Nights to the weekend house.
He likes fun. He likes fun.
This is a mental illness. I'm not joking. If we ever got famous enough, which will never happen, but say some crazy anomaly happens and we got
our own house.
We got to the point
The
where
Tom and Dan
Halloween
house,
Horror Nights.
Mike Aiello has a meeting with me next week.
Yeah, and then
no, I'm joking.
They
That's
made
never happened.
They made a Tom
The
and
meeting
Dan
is
house.
just to say they will never do
Yeah,
that.
No,
it's really just he and I having lunch because he's my friend. But that's it. Nothing else. They'll be like,
in this fantasy world, this happened, right? And they made a Halloween Horror Nights house.
They made a house about bugs this year. Maybe you guys are next year.
And then they invited us for like the inaugural night of it. And
the
then
initial walkthrough with Tom and Dan. You have to walk through OLE and relive it.
And then they wanted to walk through with us, with the president, Mr. Universal, and Mike Aiello, and then it's a big celebration.
Even the Weekend tags along. He's like, I want to check out your house too. He's like, mine's awesome. Let's see how bad yours is.
The morning I would have to go to that, I would wake up and be like, oh, God, I got to go to that.
Yeah, I know. I know you would. I know you would.
I would, but for no other reason than I just have to go to a thing.
I know.
And I don't want to go because I have to. And it's a weird thing where no matter what it is, even if it's something I enjoy, like
I would want you to want to go to it, but I know that's not attainable.
If I won a tour of Travis Pastrana's goddamn Pastrana Land,
you wouldn't be happy?
I would be happy if I knew it was like I won it. It's like 6 months from now. I'll be like, oh
and
shit, I won this.
Then day
off, I wake up.
Aren't
and
your
like,
boys just like that too?
I would be like, oh, gotta go to that. Yeah. Like, what is that? Mental illness.
That is.
That's unfortunate.
So, what?
I think that's anxiety.
Is it
because you're excited for it, and then the day of, you kind of freak out and you don't want to do it.
I think Sam's right.
Lack of self-esteem. There's some of that there too.
Is that really even like a
just the way
freak
you
out?
shrugged when I said lack of self-esteem? 100%.
Well, why do you not want to go to a day of? What's the reasoning?
Because I just have to do something.
Right.
I have to get it. Like I have to get dressed, put shoes on.
But you're the guy that always wants to do something.
Well, let's talk it
You
out.
can't sit fucking still.
But
What are you
let's
talking
talk it
about?
out. What's wrong with getting dressed? You have to really start minimalizing it, right? What's wrong with the getting
And
dressed?
it's fine
part?
once I
What
do
if you can
it,
wear
I'm
whatever you want?
I'm happy once
What if
I
you can wear
He
whatever
doesn't
you
like
want?
the getting ready and the transport.
It's the fact that I just have to do it.
Having
And
it
then
on the schedule.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a thing that has to be done.
Does it feel forced?
He likes chaos.
I just equate it to work or whatever.
You like everything to
He
be
doesn't
free,
want to plan.
and you like to choose the thing.
I don't know.
I wonder if we could
it's
trick
mental
you.
illness. There's no
It is.
no
Get some
rationality.
therapy. Get some goddamn therapy.
Well, what if I
It's
what if we
I'm
could
just-
trick him? Follow me with this. What if I get? Oh my God, I'm becoming him. What if I gave you a list of things? Like, what if I could trick you into doing it because you know it's the best thing, right? So I give you 3 things because you like the freedom of not being locked into something on your calendar. What if I said, okay, well, this weekend you can either go out on your boat, sit at home, or you can go to the opening of the Tom and Dan Haunted House at Universal. You know which one you're going to want to go to, right? Or no?
boat.
Does it not work like
Well,
that?
because it's when it's more.
I'm trying
of,
to trick you into choosing.
When it's more of an actual event, and then there's things involved, and like you go there, you talk to some people.
I know
you
what it
glad
is.
hand,
I know
you-
what it is.
you're-
It's the
you stand
fear
there,
of
you
it
take
not
some-
being good. It's the fear of you going there.
And it sucks.
And it sucks because we've actually felt that before. You and I know what it's like to go. No, we do.
To be
We
disappointed.
got it in
No,
radio
no.
too. I'm not talking about like just in podcasting. We know what it's like, and we made a career out of going to places and appearing and then knowing that you're looking at the manager who expected you to bring 40 people here and nobody's here.
That's a radio promotion
It's a
thing.
horrible feeling though, dude.
But I'm telling you,
It's
just
a horrible feeling.
when I yell at you, you don't have cancer. Why do you think this? It's not rational.
Right,
I wake up the morning, I have to do anything, and I'm like, oh God.
Well, now that makes sense to me. When he compares it to my anxiety, that makes no sense. Then I get it.
No matter what it is.
Would
It's
you
just like-
prefer this? Because if I tell my wife I got to run out to Brevard and do a roast next Friday, she will fucking worry about it
Yeah,
the
it's a long way
whole
away.
week ahead of time
Yeah.
and think about like, oh, next Friday I'm gonna have to make my own dinner. Ross isn't gonna be around to like do the kids'
Oh, yeah,
errands
that's
or
me
whatever.
too, yeah.
She'll make like the whole time, all leading up to it.
Yeah.
Just, it'll be a whole huge problem about the fact that I'm gonna do a thing on Friday.
Yeah.
So I don't tell her shit until like day of.
That's
sometimes
right.
like an hour before
More
time.
alike than they are different,
Yeah,
folks.
me and Ross,
That
I
is
do.
literally what Tom says to me, and I tell him he's an idiot for doing that. I'm like, you can't do that. You got to give her time to plan.
She prefers it that way. She
Interesting.
honestly
Yeah.
prefers
Bring
it
it
that way.
on her. Yeah.
Because she doesn't like it either way, but this way it's
See, I'm
less
the I have
time
that
she has
anxiety, but I want to know ahead of time. Don't spring shit on me last minute.
Yeah,
then I get mad.
Well, we're more alike in
Yeah.
that regard. Like, I like to know what I'm up against so I can, like,
yes, I got to prepare.
yeah, I also got to give me
Mentally.
time to scream in my mind because it's not the way it was supposed to be,
Yeah.
you know? Like I'm weird about that. I throw a little fit in my mind. Interesting.
Ross, what news do we have today?
Yeah,
Don't forget, if Russia attacks Ukraine with nuclear weapons during the news today, only during the news today, email Tom at tomandan.com and get a free T-shirt. Yeah.
We only have smalls though now, so
good luck.
BBC reporting: Russian commanders discuss using nuclear arms in Ukraine. Not Putin, but a bunch of senior
I read that article.
Military leaders got together, and last month they discussed how and when they might use nuclear weapons on the battlefield in Ukraine.
There's only one major problem. They don't think they read it correctly because the translation. They say that it gets lost in translation, not to steal from the movie or the book or whatever, but like they think that we look at it with like a Western lens of like looking at it and we're like, oh yeah, well they want to use them. It may not be the case because like the way that Russian translates, sometimes like things get fucked up.
Or this is just some sort of propaganda to scare. It's like the
Either way,
North
it's not
Korea
good they're
does
talking about
a missile test, and they just do it. Say like, hey, we got these missiles. like maybe it's like they just leak. They're discussing it. So
it's like what we did with our wacky flailing arm inflatable tube man. We like put them out there. And we're like, motherfuckers, we got these. We're not gonna use them, but we fucking got them if we need them.
Yeah.
The scarier one, I think it was like last week or the week before. There was Russia was reporting that Ukraine was going to use a dirty bomb, and then Ukraine came out and said, "We don't have a fucking dirty bomb. Why would we use it if we did have it? It's Russia. That's what they do before they nuke themselves for a false flag to fucking get us."
So so yeah, that makes sense. Like it's still insane to me that we're at war and
over land grabs.
We have the internet.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Have you guys been on Pornhub this morning? Oh my God, it's fantastic.
Can't we?
Does 2 a.m. count?
All get together and make sure everybody has enough food and have a decent life.
Can't do it.
I feel like we have the technology to like globally. We don't have to be killing each other.
It's impossible. We can't even keep the Weekend House open at Universal, and you want global peace?
I know.
We can't even keep him powered.
I know. What else we got?
It was so good. You come in, he's in an electric chair, right? And at one point, there's like a fucking train coming right at you, like it's an old timey movie. It was really.
Do
good.
they have a black guy in there that's like supposed to act like the guy? Like the Weekend?
Let's walk through the house, Dan. So you come in, the Weekend's being electrocuted right off the bat. Like,
okay.
Wow, that's spoiler alert. Like you walk right in and your hero is getting killed.
And also, here's a fun fact. I believe, because Universal loves recycling props and shit. I think that's the same electric chair from the house I was in where the guy like gets electrocuted and then you like walk through his head as he's being electrocuted. I'm pretty sure it was the same electric chair.
Oh, that was a great house.
It was really good.
Yeah.
The Weekend looks like the fat kid from Stranger Things.
Why is he dancing with a zombie from Walking Dead? Okay, Weekend's getting electrocuted. You come in, and then like it's like you start out. You walk into like a club, and the Weekend's performing, and it's like the Weekend, and he's performing with like a lady, right? And then like it kind of like he devolves as you go through the house. So like the next time you see him, he's like in a slightly dirtier club, and he's got like the ugly Abel mask on, from the videos.
Yeah, I know what you're
and then
talking
at the
about.
very end, like you're walking into a like a subway train station, and he's performing just on this trash-strewn like subway train platform, and he's like a full monster at that point. And
that's
it's
cool.
still in the Weekend. Fucking awesome.
Very
So good.
cool, man.
So
New York City, Tom, because I know you want to get back to the news.
Okay.
I think you guys remember COVID times. They were having a huge rat problem. Didn't get any fucking better. It's New York's the worst rats they've seen in years and years and years. And so their solution now is take the trash out later.
Okay, because the people are taking the trash out too soon, and the rats are eating it.
They're fucking genius. How come we didn't think of that?
They're bumping up the trash put out time by like 2 hours because they're saying that's.
Oh my God, they're breaking the cycle. This makes so much sense, doesn't it?
It does in a certain way. I think I told you guys about that rat book I read like a million years ago about the rats in Manhattan. And basically, the only way to get rid of rats is to eliminate the food altogether. You got to have rat-proof containers for the trash, food, everything, and
which is
water.
actually pretty hard because they are a very hardy animal.
And then water. In New York City, though, you can't really take the water away. It's all underground. They just go down to the sewer and drink it. So you got to really be strict on the food.
And I'm sure they'll eat doo-doo. And, I'm like, even if you took all the human waste of food away, like they'll
eat your doo-doo?
Yeah, they'll eat your doo-doo, I think, right?
There's
They'll
nothing more horrifying than an animal that would literally eat my doo-doo. Like, if you'll eat, that's...
I mean,
my doo-doo. Will they eat every doo-doo?
I don't
There's
know.
some
I think so.
I feel like
think
there's
they'll
some
eat
doo-doos
anything.
they won't eat, right?
Yeah.
Like if I lined up 100 people, and I mean from the grossest to the most pristine, and each human defecated on a paper plate, and I released rats, would all those rats eat every pile of doo-doo?
I think if they were desperate enough, they'll eat any doo-doo.
In my experience with rats, they would start with their favorite kind of doo-doo.
Okay.
Eat all of that.
And then work their way backwards.
Correct.
And then eat each other when they run out of doo-doo.
That's how I would eat doo-doo.
Yeah. Me too.
So, you know,
these rats are smart as fuck. You eat the best doo-doo first.
Now, is this one of the segments we're going to pull for ACT?
Yeah. This is
I forgot a way to do that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't forget about it. I flagged this one. I was like, give them the rat doo-doo.
You'll recall in the rat house days when I was pellet gun crazy, I would plunk them off of my neighbors' like power lines or tree or whatever. And if they dropped in my yard, I'd put them in the trash bag and throw them away. If they dropped in his yard, I'd just leave them because I knew the rats would eat them.
Yeah. I found a bunch of skeletons in my attic when I had those 15 rats up there.
Yeah.
And they said I had as many as 60 at one point.
Damn.
And they were in my roof. And you would find carcasses, but just bones, like licked clean, literally bleached, like it was supposed to be in somebody's exhibit. These motherfuckers would eat it. They are hardy.
When I had that news crew over that one time, it was... The news guy came over. There was a rat on the porch eating another rat, and I watched the news guy say like 15 times in his news guy voice, "A rat eating a rat here on an East Orlando porch." He kept doing like different takes of that. "A rat eating a rat here."
I like how they try to like make it. I love their cadence. It's so good.
I like that guy went to some journalism college.
He's standing in a rat shit forest.
At one point in his life, he dreamt about like sitting.
I'm gonna be interviewing Jeff Bezos.
Or like he imagined himself on like Dan Rather at a news desk, like giving the nightly news or whatever. It's like this one. You know.
And that's the way it is. Good night, America.
I started following him on Instagram after that. He is this dapper little gay man who like just loves news and like is all up on fashion.
Oh, right on.
Just him saying "a rat eating another." It fucking cracks me up every time.
Next
Ross McCoy.
All right, we're into the old news now. You guys have probably heard this one already. Maybe stop me if you've heard this one. This is Dateline Boston. A lady who previously had been evicted from a house, heard about the cops were coming to evict another person. She decided to take action. She drove up in her blue Nissan Xterra.
You know what? That is an underrated, horrible vehicle, the Nissan Xterra.
Pops the back inside a bunch of manufactured beehives. The boxes that bees come in.
Okay.
Yeah, your family does that.
The cops are like, "Hey, lady, what the fuck are you doing?" She starts shaking the beehive.
I'm shaking the beehive. What's it look like I'm doing?
This is all on video. A cop like comes over and starts to tries to stop her.
Here? What you doing with the beehive?
It's unsuccessful. She puts on a beekeeper suit, gets what is described in this story as a tower of bees, and goes up to the front door of the house and basically is like Gandalf, "You shall not pass."
Hold on.
That's dope. She's the bee lady, man. She's a supervillain, right?
This is the version of the real life Tommy Boy where you're pretending like you're
Staying
getting
crazy.
stung
Yeah.
by bees.
They're bees, and they're staying crazy.
So you get out of the police arresting you or a ticket or whatever, except
It's
for
a weaponized version of that. She's like, "That's a good idea if you really
is-
fucking did it, you bitch."
Yeah, there's a little poison ivy here. There's a little Doc Ock, right?
Sure.
It's a little
Where's
like
Batman?
Aquaman where you're like commanding the bee. I love this. So what did they do to her?
They arrested her.
You know, now I don't wish.
What was the charge?
Well, I'm trying to think of a one-liner.
I know.
Like I literally don't wish ill will on anybody.
Felon bee?
A felon bee. I don't wish ill on anybody. But if you had said that as she was covered in bees, that they just literally riddled her body with bullets, I would laugh. And I know that makes me a bad person.
as
but
she
if you-
screamed, "Get the bullets, bees!" and then dead.
But like literally, if she was like, they're all on her, and she's like, "Get them," you know, and they were like, I'd be like, "All right, well, that's what happens."
So a crazy lady with bees.
Oh, I got it from the Pink song from remember Pink?
Yes.
Her first song. Sometimes it just bees like that. She says it there.
There you go.
Sometimes
That's
it
actually the
just
name of the
bees
song. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Sometimes it just bees like that.
3 out of 10.
Like when bees like actually start attacking you, right?
When they be attacking you.
It bees like that.
Sometimes it just bees like that.
I mean, running 50 to 100 feet away from them, swinging your arms about, like, you'll get away, or will they continue to chase you?
I think they will continue to chase you.
Like, for how long? Like,
honeybees, in my experience, will they'll leave you alone after a certain point, but the Africanized killer bees, they say, will chase you for miles to a house, stay there. If you're getting a car, they will swarm the car. Also, the old jump in a lake thing, they will circle the lake until you come out of the lake.
Damn.
That's killer bees, though.
You know what sucks is I remember swimming in my pool one time as a kid and being stung by a bee that we didn't get out of the pool fast enough. Because it was just like in the water, like just doing its thing. And I'm like swimming there like an idiot. And it just floats over and it just stings me. I can remember that.
But the problem is that bees are naturally docile.
Yeah,
and if you
they don't really do much.
Like if you just sit there. Now, the African bees, they...
Racist.
They're...
Wow, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
They...
Here we go.
Crazy.
Kylie Irving over here. There he goes. I asked him. I was like, do you have anything? I asked him this morning. I said, do you have anything against like African bees? And he's like, look, I can't have anything against African bees. I know where I come from. And I was like, all right, dude.
So I'm with Tom on this one. Just because you won't specifically say that you don't hate somebody doesn't mean you hate them.
That's true.
Imagine how terrifying, when you're sitting at the bottom of the lake and then you open your eyes in the water and then there's a bee swarming out. You're like, I have to breathe.
How would you do it? Would you just...
but
trying to get it fast.
But
that's what the bees are watching for. Yeah, that's right down the hole, dude.
Right on your cheeks or on your lips.
Oh, God. Get out my cheeks! My lips! I'm sorry. Next story, Ross.
Yeah, let's stop canceling Kyrie, by the way, because that's all the shoes my kid buys, and I don't want to have to buy them all.
Well, the price is going down.
You know what's funny? Yeah, we did just get a pair of Kyrie's real cheap.
Yeah, I got some Yeezys, like super cheap. I can't wear them anywhere because people will be,
fuck those people.
Yeah.
This is pretty old too. You guys probably heard this one. The guy was the world's dirtiest man until just recently. He got a bath after 50 years. Iranian guy, Amu Haji. More than 50 years he hadn't used soap and water. The village that he lives in got together. They're like, come on, man, take a bath. He took a bath. He died 2 months later.
Oh, it's the old change in the transmission fluid.
I've seen this guy on Facebook.
That was his claim to fame.
Well, yeah,
and they washed his health away.
He looks like your average Fish concert attendee. Like, yeah.
So what was the deal? Like, I remember we had our guests are yawning, and that's never a good sign. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. I'm sorry. No, when my buddy Dave would get this is one of the meanest things we ever did, and I told you guys this. He had a French exchange student, Henri, that lived with him, and we held him down, and we used that teal degree deodorant to hose his armpits down because he smelled so fucking bad.
You stink, Frenchie.
It was like that.
We're from DeLand.
I'm not proud of that. It was a hate crime. I'm not proud of it. But Dave and I, we held him down.
Well, he stunk.
And his sister Courtney helped. I'm going to implement it. If I'm going down, they're all going down. And we held down Henri, and we it was the teal. Is degree still teal? It was like a rich green, like a British racing green.
And it's got like a thermometer on the front.
Yeah, and we hosed his pits down and maybe the crotch of his jeans because he was a punk rocker, and he was like, I like a rock and roll, and I'm on red. I love Morrissey and the Smiths. And we hosed him down.
This is why people talk shit about Florida, Dan.
Yeah.
Henri went back to France and just spread the word.
You know what? You're right. You're absolutely, I can't argue with that a bit.
Does it say how he died, Ross? Because he probably just died of cancer or some other thing that he had forever. It's just coincidental that they gave him a bath and he died 2 months later.
The article I have says he got sick and died.
Okay, because it couldn't be because now all of a sudden, he's
the bees
clean.
are the last story.
Built up his immunity, but then they got rid of all.
I don't think it works like that. I think this is
keep
a
it for
coincidence.
2 months. You know what I'm saying? Like your immunity will, I guess, start getting bad after maybe if you stop doing what you're doing for years.
Did they
right?
say
what
he got sick of?
No, but let me just tell you about this guy's like day-to-day life.
Okay.
His favorite food was porcupine. He lived.
I heard that's good though. Isn't it fatty?
He lived between a hole in the ground and a brick shack.
Wait a minute.
Not
Isn't
even
that what
the hole
people
in the
say?
ground.
Like, where have you been between a hole and a brick shack? How do you not know this?
I saw on Facebook he smokes like 5 cigarettes at a time.
Yeah, wow, that's an accelerated.
Yeah, there's like a row
accelerated pace
of cigarettes. Which when I look at it,
why 5 at a time? Just because he's the dirtiest guy?
Probably because he's finding butts and he's like, it's just.
Yeah, but smoking one at a time, dirt man.
Take it time, man.
Like you can't because when you hold them all in a row.
Yeah, you look like a weirdo.
Like you can't smoke them like a harmonica.
I mean, yeah,
it's like one at a time.
It's not a pan flute; it's a cigarette.
Like I understand chain smoking, but when you have them all lit, you're wasting.
You never
your
chain
cigs.
smoke like I did, though. You were never hotboxing off of one,
But
lighting one with another.
But that makes sense when you have 5 lit at a time and you're harmonica smoking them. It's a waste anyway.
It becomes a party trick at some point.
You're questioning the man who didn't bathe for 50 years and his life choices.
Well, I feel like the social media news or whoever's reporting on it was like, hey, you know what'd be good? A picture of you smoking 5 cigarettes at a time. But he doesn't really do that. Who would do that? It's a waste. Anyway.
It says here his skin was covered in soot and pus, and his diet was rotten meat and water drunk from an old oil can.
I feel like you're trying to be dirty, right?
Now, imagine if you so that amount of dirt, you're gonna have shit underneath the dirt. Your skin's not gonna be whole. Wash all that dirt away and open it up to the air and contagion.
Oh, sores.
Yeah.
So he was mentally unwell, right? I mean, why would anybody have pus skin and just be like, well, this is all I got, so I'm just going to chill out with my pus skin?
He says when he was younger, he had some, quote, emotional setbacks.
That means his dad fucked him, right? Or something bad, slapped him around, beat his ass. Yeah, that's a sad story.
What bothers me is, are we tough or not? Because I watched these 1883 shows and the Dragon House of the Dragon. And
he rules our whole show by House of the Dragon in 1883. He's like a cowboy dragon.
Everybody's always dying over everything. They're like, dead. This person's gonna die.
They didn't have penicillin. We've already determined that.
They didn't wash their hands most of the time.
Toothpaste.
Well,
I don't wash my hands most of the time.
Death creeps in from the gum stand.
The dirtiest man in the world is fine, for long periods of time. I guess you can be dirty, but in modern day times, if this dirty man lived,
it's our
in
fault he died?
1883.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I'm just saying, how is he alive?
He's not built for modern day times because modern day times are too clean. That's what you're arguing.
Well, the old times, they just portray everybody dying all the time over nothing. So is it we're tough or not?
But this guy, it didn't happen overnight. He took his last bath, and then over 50 years, it gradually accumulated. So his body got used to that. If you took your body and put it in his position right away in one day, you died too. You'd immediately die.
So in a weird way, it's almost like a withdrawal.
Just what's her name that didn't want to go to rehab and fucking stop drinking and died from it.
Yeah.
You took a poison away from her. She died from it because she was acclimated to it.
They tried to take his dirt skin and he said no, and then he died.
That's my porcupine.
Yeah.
Well, next door.
His name is Jerry Dirthouse.
All right, you brought him up, Dan. I love checking into Instagram and seeing that Kanye's back and he's doing some crazy
is he back
shit.
now?
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Oh, is he back? What's he doing now? What's he saying?
Dude, my favorite one just recently, I think it was the first one back from the ban. It was a picture, as he is wont to do, of a text conversation.
Oh, yeah, he loves to air people out.
It was a picture of a text conversation, just some straight up business shit hey, we still have the brand rights for Ye and this and that, just a bunch of different business stuff. And then the caption under the picture was, I ain't fucked a super bottle in a month, help y'all.
Yeah. He's meltdown. Straight meltdown.
I'll catch you up, Tom, if you're not familiar. Kanye got on the internet the other day and said, hey, y'all, I'm going to take a nap, but when I do, I'm going to expose the Jews.
All right.
And the internet went crazy. The whole you didn't. That was what started it. He literally got on Instagram at night and he said, "I'm gonna take a nap, and when I wake up, I'm gonna tell you all about the Jews."
Yeah, I almost checked out after Skechers. That's where
That's what we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
So Adidas dropped him. Fucking Balenciaga, if I'm pronouncing that right, dropped him. Everybody's fucking dropping Kanye because of this shit he's saying online, and so Kanye wanted to get back in the game unannounced. He shows up to the Skechers shoe company with a film crew and was promptly escorted out.
Yeah.
They just showed him the fucking door immediately.
Sam said the funniest thing I've heard. Sam goes, you know what, but I might wear some skeezies.
I will attribute that to my husband.
Well,
he was like, would you buy skis? He's like, oh, you know what?
You have to attribute, right? You got to give you got to give your footnotes. You got to give your footnotes. That shit made me laugh. And I would wear a pair of skeezies.
Again, he made him $1 billion. Now I know he's not worth that anymore.
No.
But whatever. This person who is obviously mentally ill of some sort, bipolar. He said he has bipolar, whatever.
Yeah.
Doing these things has made or at one time worth $1 billion.
Here's
It's
one
crazy.
I keep bringing up to people. His last album, if you wanted to listen to it, you had to buy an electronic squid.
Yep.
I tried to. Andrea wouldn't let me.
I almost pulled the trigger on it.
No, she wouldn't let me.
You had
She's
to
like,
buy.
You're not gonna buy that. You had to buy the special player.
You had to buy an electronic squid, Tom, to play this fucking album, and it was $200.
So
yeah, I got outvoted. I'm glad you were there too, though. That makes me feel a little better.
I was like, why not?
Look, I struggle with this a little bit because I do like his music, but I'm just not aligning myself with I can't. I got to get rid of you.
Is
dude.
this the straw, or
me
does
it
it
is.
just
For me,
continue
it
to
is.
go on? Because
It's going to continue to go on, but we can all choose as society or as fans or people that were fans to disconnect ourselves. And I am choosing to disconnect myself, not for any reason, just other than, I think it's all bullshit, and I think I don't like it. I don't like the energy you're giving off, and I'm an old enough man at 46, I'm nearing 50, where I can make an educated decision and say, you know what? There's plenty of other fantastic, better even hip-hop out there that I can listen to that doesn't give me the skeeves like your bullshit. You got too much baggage and you're crazy. And I just have no time for it.
people though continue to watch it, and it continues to make news.
Well,
So
some
it's
people
like,
even support. That's the scary part, that
Yeah,
there are
there
some
are,
people
yeah.
that say he's right. And I'm just not going to work in that universe. I choose not to work in that universe.
See, whatever he says, I just assume he's saying the most crazy thing. You know what I'm saying?
guess.
Like, so
But
I
do
don't
you want that to be your legacy? I certainly don't.
No, well, again,
I don't want to be aligned with shit like that.
$1 billion.
I know.
There used to be
I
a time where the crazy people in our society were like
Sean, tarred and
like,
feathered. And we throw him off a cliff, right? Right? You would find the guy that's like,
I wish you could reach the tide and the
Is it
devil's
the
in
greatest
it,
time to be crazy?
You take
It's
the
gotta
guy.
be.
You take the crazy guy to the mountain.
Well, not
and-
if you're a woman. If you're a man, you
Right.
can say whatever the fuck
that's
you
right.
want.
Oh man, I'm so lucky I'm a man.
Yeah.
Every day I
nice.
wake up, I think. Oh,
I
like,
look down
oh,
and
man.
I look at my penis. I take
There
it to
it is.
paradise right there. There it is. That's all I need.
I can be crazy. 1 billion.
Yeah,
I can
1
say
billion
anything.
crazy.
And then we'll keep going with the yay. Of course, the White Lives Matter T-shirt
Yeah.
debacle happened. He printed up a bunch of White Lives Matter T-shirts.
Yeah.
Wanted to sell them. Ended up just giving them away to homeless people in L.A. Did you guys see that?
No.
So he took the whole run of the shirts. He went down to Skid Row in L.A. and just gave the shirts away. And now it's being reported that he probably can't sell those shirts. Somebody acquired the copyright to White Lives Matters and then gave it to these two DJs in like Arizona or something. These two black DJs who do like a progressive show where they talk about issues or whatever. One of their listeners acquired the copyright and then transferred it to them, so they now hold the copyright for White Lives Matter.
Oh, shit.
In fashion.
Well, he could sell those. I've seen the internet. I've seen social media.
I've seen China.
I've seen been to Florida. No, but I was like, people will buy his White Lives Matter shirts.
But
the
he'll get a
point-
cease and desist
Then
because
these
somebody
guys will
owns the
jump in,
copyright.
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah, he's saying they actually own the intellectual property of it.
So someone has the
Yeah.
copyright for what? I thought you can't, like, those generic things. There's certain things you can't copyright.
Depends on how far you want to go with it. It's like Michael Buffer. It's like it depends on how far you want to take it.
Like, does someone have the copyright to Black Lives Matter?
I believe so, yes.
So if
That's
someone
part of the argument of why some people don't support it is that it could be used as more of a business and less of an actual helpful movement.
Yeah. So someone can't just make a Black Lives Matter shirt and sell it, or they'll get sued by someone who owns that copyright.
If that person finds out you're doing it and
Yeah,
decides to
cease
take
and desist,
action,
yeah.
sure.
I think the two things are that it has to be tied to it has to be tied to fashion or like music. You have to copyright it for a certain usage. So you can't get like you could go get the copyright for White Lives Matter in foods or whatever, and it wouldn't conflict with the one for shirts or whatever. But you can't do it if it's like a phrase in common use before you try. Like, for example, you can't copyright happy birthday now. That's just a phrase that's out there that's been used for hundreds of years now. You didn't come up with it. And you can prove that you didn't,
Gotcha.
so you can't copyright that.
Gotcha. All right.
And I'm probably completely wrong. Right? Calling.
You know what?
correct.
I just like
bonus.
this.
Go
This
with
is
it.
the part of the show
Yeah.
where I just nod. And
Sure.
Yeah.
Russ?
Sounded believable.
Yeah, loved it. Confident.
Let's do one last story.
Let's see what we got here. We got the bathing guy. Skechers. We talked about Kanye. We talked about nuclear arms. I wanted to talk about this because I hadn't heard about this yet. There's there's a thing going on in the world. It's mass shootings worse than ever, I think. Have you heard about switches, Dan?
Switches, no.
There's this. It's just starting to make it into rap now, where like you hear about switches and stuff. There's a it's a 3D printable device. It goes on the back of, like, for example, a Glock. And basically what it does is it turns like a Glock into a fully automatic weapon. You pull the trigger and it just fires continuously with a trigger pull, as opposed to being a semi-automatic where you have to pull the trigger.
And you can 3D print that part?
The parts are, it's called
is that like a bump stock or something?
Nope, different than that. But those they know about, and they fucking are, they got bands on.
So this is a way to alter a handgun and make it an automatic handgun.
Correct.
Wow.
And then a lot of people are pairing them with extended magazines. So like you get a Glock with 20 rounds in it, and you just pull the trigger and just 20 rounds are just spitting out of this Glock in the fraction of a second.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so
I support this.
I like saying the wrong comment during a story.
Yeah, this is where can I buy one? Are we advertising? We are advertising.
I was like, oh god,
get your Switch at TomandDad.com.
They're called switches or auto sears, okay? And this caught my eye because I was reading this story and I was like, that's weird. I can't believe I've never heard about this before. Chicago police in 2018. They seized 0 of these devices. In last year, 355.
Okay.
So it's a new thing. It's new out there. And
we should start selling these on our website.
The cops are trying to deal with it now. Switches or sears, turn a semi-automatic Glock into a fully automatic weapon.
I mean, I would like to try one.
Yeah, I'd shoot it for sure.
Yeah, I would shoot it 100%. I mean, I think it's not good.
I can't imagine that it's good for your... My first thought was, this can't be good for your Glock.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I wonder...
You're going to rag your Glock out.
How dangerous is that for the person shooting the gun? And when you alter these guns, I mean, obviously they're made to, like, the manufacturer specification.
Perform a certain way.
Yeah, and you don't want to overclock it. I'm using computer terms, but I don't think you really want to test its limits because you're holding it and it could blow your hand up.
The 3D printers.
I want one, and Maisie has asked for one for Christmas.
Okay.
I'm going to make her a Switch for her Glock.
I feel like it's... not for everybody because it's too complicated for
Agreed.
the likes of me and anybody like me.
Yeah, you know what? You need a glue gun. Yeah, that's what you need. That's your 3D printer.
And it doesn't seem to have gotten as popular as you would suspect if you were, like, say you told someone about this technology in the 80s, like, hey, you can have this thing at your house, and with a computer and this thing, it will print, like... basically anything that you have.
I know my dad would say that's some bullshit. Like that'll never happen.
But you would think if it did happen that everybody would have one of these and be printing their own stuff of anything.
Yeah.
Anything they want that
but
they can
name
actually
a person you know. Name a person you know other than me that has a good computer that's in perfect working order.
Well, there's that, and I don't know. I know some people with 3D printers, like some listeners of ours, but none of my friends have one. I couldn't tell you like anybody close to me
like
that has
none
a 3D
of my
printer.
friends have the computer power to do something like this because most of them have like.
Or the smarts, the know-how. Like
true. I don't know anybody that... I know one person that uses one of these.
This is great for you, Tom, because you're always asking, like, how does this work? Right now, we're in the penny farthing stage. Like, it's a complicated device. It's not for everybody. It's for, like, your dedicated user.
Enthusiast.
Who's about that and knows how to work it and is not going to, like, tip over and fall on his fucking side. We'll get to the point where you
Who's
get,
about
like...
that plastic life, son?
We'll get to the point where you can just go to Walmart and get a mountain bike off the shelf and just push it right out the door and start riding it with 3D printers. We'll get there, too. We'll get to the one you can just...
we're so close. Maisie has asked for a 3D printer for Christmas. She's not getting one. What she'll more likely get... Have you seen those pens?
The little stylus you can do like layers with.
And they use the feeder of the 3D pencil, but you can draw in midair and make like things.
Oh, get her the regular printer. Don't get her the Bobo pen.
No, but what is she going to use? You think she's going to sit there with the CAD software and like engineer and make a figure? No. Give her the pen so she can burn her fingers and like doodle with it, and at the end of the day.
I'm all for giving the kids like more technology that they can handle, let them acclimate it to get up to that level.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, because that's how, like, Warren Buffett had the belt with the little quarter thing that he would, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody that's, super successful started with some nothing. So get her to the 3D printer.
The chat room says they're not as complicated as we think.
They also said the Orlando Science Center has them, and they will teach you how to use them.
Yeah, and it's free. It's 100% free. You have to pay for materials, or like put money back in. But yeah. They'll teach you how to use them. And they have good ones, too.
Does the chat room realize that weekly, I can't get into my email and
No.
scream to
I would
Sam.
hope so.
Nobody sees that.
Like
It
you
takes
were,
him-
I mean, today he couldn't find something in the BDM page, and I found it in 2 seconds.
Dude,
and he
what
wanted
do
me
you
to
mean it's
screenshot
not as
it and
complicated
print
as
it
I
out.
think?
I'm going to break something wide open. A lot of people don't understand that Monday to Tuesday is just getting him into his email.
Yeah.
It's Monday to Tuesday. Tuesday is when he does email.
Not as complicated as you think. To me, I need to open the box, put the 3D printer, plug it in, and tell
And
it.
it makes you a gun.
Print me a gun, and then
It's like, here's your gun.
Dan, do you want to tell everybody how Tom gets to Facebook on his computer?
I don't really, Sam.
He Googled the letters FB.
He did.
well, how else do you get there?
Okay. This happened yesterday. I'm standing there, and what did you? Oh, we wanted to talk about one of our listeners bought a Subaru, and we wanted to find the post. So he was going to go to Facebook to look for it.
Well, I
and
wanted to mass invite
Oh
people
yeah,
to
we're
our
doing
beer
that. But I
fest.
look behind me, and I don't look over people's shoulders. You're not supposed to do that. It's rude. But I couldn't help but look, and he didn't even use Google. He used Yahoo.
Well, so whatever's on the thing.
Yeah, he used Yahoo, and he wrote FB, and then he hit enter, and then it brought up, and then it wrote Facebook, and then you could see that he had done it before, where he'd been to that site before.
It
Like,
dims
it had
it
the-
dims
yeah,
us. I
it
know.
dims
It's like
the
you are
purple.
here.
Yeah,
I'm
it
like,
had-
thank you.
Yeah, dim
Yahoo.
purple. Yeah,
I'm
it
telling
Mr. Yahoo.
It
I knew
was-
I'm in the right place
And I
now.
said, did you just Yahoo, Google, Facebook? And he goes, yes, I did. And that's all we said. That was the only thing we said.
Well, that's quicker than going up to the top
And just
writing,
typing F?
No, because I haven't been to the top there before. So I've been to this, I've been on this
Gotta
path.
go to the top.
Till the top never stop, motherfucker.
yeah. No, what I'm saying, I've been through this path before, so I know the steps.
Well, don't say it's quicker because it's not quicker. It's not about quickness.
It's
just,
not.
Well,
It's not.
I'm
It's what
familiar
you
with
can
it.
do.
Yeah.
Are we taking a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
The name of the band is Sobs. The name of the song is Air Guitar. This has like total 90s. Remember when in the 90s we had like cool girl bands like Lush,
fucking Elastica, dude,
and Elastica, and then even they were a little harder, but like L7. This gives me total 90 vibes. This is Sobs with Air Guitar, and we'll be back with more A Mediocre Time right after this.
It's a mediocre time with Tom and Dan.
Put some respect on my name.
Respect our name.
I ain't gonna say it no more.
You cracker ass motherfuckers.
A nice little, that's like a happy little ditty. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
That's Fantasy Camp with Casual Intimacy. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Are we going to do the Dump 'em Out part?
Let's do it.
All right.
Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Everybody. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Everybody. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump them out and play. I want to see your topics. Ooh, I want to also see your bottomics.
Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Everybody. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out.
Dump 'em Out brought to you by TheDangerBrain.com. If you're looking for a branding agency, TheDangerBrain.com. They've branded us for over 10 years.
Yeah. Currently still branding us.
Lots of our sponsors. A new
should let them
sponsor.
brand you for real. Like,
you know, I've wanted to do a
Nexium
brand.
style?
I've wanted to do a brand. But
Well,
only
it
on
hurts
the
too much.
but only on the inside of my cervix. Like, because I just feel like what's the equivalent to a cervix in a man?
Butthole.
Okay. Thank you. That's the correct answer. It is butthole. Thank you. I was looking for butthole. Show me butthole.
Number one.
Yeah, number one answer with 75% of the people we asked at the mall.
when I was flunking out of college, there's a couple of the black fraternities where like brands were the cool thing.
What's that called? When
Keloid.
Keloid. Yeah, black
Yeah.
people like their skin scars easier, I guess, with a burn.
It looks better than a white guy brand.
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah.
does. But
Like-
again, we're more alike than we are different.
What do we got, Sam?
You ever heard of steak shots?
Steak shots.
You know what picklebacks are, right?
I was
It's
gonna
my
make a
nickel pickle sale. I've got a ton of cars that I gotta sell, and then
It's like that one episode of Black Mirror, right?
I don't watch Black Mirror.
Okay, hold on. Picklebacks are it's a shot with pickle juice.
So it's whiskey, and then you chase it with pickle juice.
Why whiskey? I feel like vodka and pickle juice, you wouldn't even know.
I guess you could do that.
But I feel like vodka and pickle juice, it'd be like, pickle juice. We didn't even know we had anything else. Like, whiskey.
Yeah, but the pickle juice negates the whiskey anyway.
Okay.
So that's kind of the whole reason, I
Cool.
think. But I was at Fest this weekend, and a BDM was there, and he was like, "Hey, let's do steak shots." And I'm like,
"That's where I put my
Is that
dick
where I
in your
take a
shot
shot and
bun."
then eat a piece of steak? Like, what the fuck is this? But instead of you take a shot of whiskey, and then you take a shot of Worcestershire sauce.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
When I was a kid, my mom.
Yeah,
When I was
shot.
a kid, my mom had to ration the Worcestershire sauce out of the fridge because I was addicted to it because it was so salty and I loved it.
Yeah.
So when we had steak. Like, so my dad would make me a steak, and my dad, like, come on, the way we grew up in the 80s, like, my steak was cooked it was a gray steak.
Gray steak.
I had a gray steak, and then to juice it, I would Worcestershire the absolute fucking ass out of it. I've never thought about this until Sam started saying this, and what does that remind you of? My dad is sitting next to me, just salting, the shit out of his steak and covering it with salt. I was doing the same fucking thing, right? But I was just thinking I was different using the Worcestershire, which is still just salt in a bottle. I think it's brewed, just like soy sauce. I'm not sure on that. But Worcestershire is just like a brewed salt condiment.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it white people's soy sauce, right?
Yeah, it is white people's soy sauce.
And pickle juice is nothing but salt
and vinegar, right?
Yes.
I think it's just vinegar and brine salt.
Is the point of this to like rehydrate you, get some salt back in your system, or
It's the flavor.
I think it's just the flavor.
Yeah.
Now, I do like Worcestershire, but
pickle
that is Worcestershire is the type of condiment, right? If you're making a sauce and you put one dash of Worcestershire in your sauce is now Worcestershire. That's what
Super strong.
It is power, man.
So.
Oh, everybody's saying don't Google how it's made.
Okay.
Why? What is it? How is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. What is it, like baby cow tears or something? What am I gonna make me sad?
Yeah. Is it just
I don't.
salt
I thought
and
it was like
flavor or
I thought it
something?
was white people soy sauce. It's just it's a brewed salt.
Yeah.
It's brewed salt juice that we put on meats that our dads overcook. Everyone knows that.
And because you're not supposed to really put any condiment
It's
on
a fermented condiment made from a base of vinegar and flavored with anchovies, molasses, tamarind, onion, garlic, and other seasonings.
I never knew that it was fermented.
Didn't realize there were anchovies.
Did not
in
know
there.
that.
Anchovies are in a bunch of
Caesar salad.
random
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Man, Caesar salad. It broke my heart as a kid, man. I'm like, man, I love these Caesar salads. This is the best shit. I'm an Outback boy. I'm fancy. I go to Outback. I eat the
I'm an
Caesar salad.
Outback boy.
I'm an Outback boy. I'm an Outback boy. And then I would eat them, and then I Googled it to make the sauce and everything when I got to be of age, and I'm like, there's fucking rotten fish in these. Fuck this. I was so mad, and I was like, well, I'll just make mine without it. You can't make it without the anchovies.
did you ever have them on a pizza?
I have. They're not bad.
It's fucking good. It's
It is very.
delicious. Yeah.
It's salt.
Never
It's
tried it.
literally
Again.
salt.
Salt.
Anchovies. If they could just say, like, do you want anchovies? No, but I would like thin slices of salt on my pizza would be fine.
The thing about anchovies though is that like any fish that's small enough that you can eat its skeleton, it's just awesome.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
love eating
You feel
a
like a
fucking
dinosaur or
skeleton,
something, right?
dude. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
You're like a megalodon. Yeah.
I like to
Sardines.
feel the crunch of a skeleton.
Yeah. But only under my my bones as I'm pumping. I like to be pumping this skeleton. No.
Makes you feel like a fucking giant in a fairy tale. I'm crunching
a little
bones.
bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's next, Sam?
Speaking of me being at Fest, I stayed at a Holiday Inn on University in Gainesville, which was it was just one notch above International Palms Conference Center and Resort. It was a shithole, and then the last day that we were coming back to our hotel, we're like, we got to get up early and get the hell out of this town. The entire lobby was flooding, and I sent Dan the video. There was water coming out of the ceiling lights.
What? Yeah, I when you showed me this video, Sam,
They wouldn't even let us into our rooms.
That's Sam's hotel,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's embarrassing and sad.
it's always horrifying when water's coming out of electricity.
Yes, yeah.
like out of
And we were on the
outlets or
fourth
lights.
floor, so I'm like, where the fuck is this water
You know
coming
what's
from?
funny is that it's twofold. It's scary and terrifying when you see it, but then once you realize you're not going to die, you're like, God damn, that's well made.
Yeah, that light is still on.
I come back
Yeah,
around.
it's still on.
I always come back around and I'm like, the light's on, the water's coming. I'm like, goddamn miracles. ICP was right. It settles me because I'm like, well, we're all standing here. I got a drink. I'm drunk. No one's dying. The water's pouring through the lights. We're good.
It's like when I see these videos of the qualified captain or whatever when cars go underwater at the boat ramps and their lights are still on underwater. I'm like, God damn, it's still working. The battery and the lights and the headlights are still on out underwater.
You know, Andrea's car almost floated out of your subdivision, but it ran like a champ. Like nothing happened. Tougher than we think.
So Sam, when that's happening and water's coming, because the employees are all looking around, they got the wet sign out and they're scrambling. Do you get a discount or anything?
No.
Think about how embarrassing it is. Okay, a dream scenario of mine is you working the front desk as the water is coming through the ceiling. Because I feel like you would feel uncomfortable as a Holiday Inn employee or whatever if you are having to explain why your entire building is in shambles, right?
Well,
I don't feel like you would be good at that. I feel like you'd be very uncomfortable, and that would embarrass you.
I'm pretty sure the next day when we were checking out that we did see the owner, because there was a gentleman that looked Armenian with a bunch of rings getting on the elevator with us, and he's like, "How did you guys enjoy your stay?" And we're like,
secret shopper.
It was fine.
Yeah,
it
secret
was
shopper.
good.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend.
This place is a shithole.
Oh, don't hurt his feelings.
Did they tell you if it was like a burst pipe or somebody with a tub or whatever?
I believe it was a malfunction with the sprinkler system.
Oh, that's good. Because then you died in a fire too.
With all the punk rockers throwing their cigarettes on the carpet.
The same reason I never complain to employees is because I think that they're like me, and I'll explain. In the fact that if I could give, like if I work for Holiday Inn or like any of the corporations I work for, I'll give any customer anything within my ability just so they leave me alone, right? So if they request a free night stay and I can then do that easily,
you'll make it happen.
I will give it. If I have to fill out a voucher, whatever it is that you want, I'll give to
whatever
you.
It takes.
But if I cannot do that, then you complaining to me is pointless.
And this is how we can tell you've never worked a customer service job one fucking day of your life. Because if you do that to the first asshole that walks up, you have to do it to every fucking asshole that walks up
He's not
for
wrong.
the entirety of the rest of the time. No, you have to make it as hard as possible. You have to jump through a couple of hoops, and then you get your shit.
So that's why I don't ever complain, because I imagine, they can't give me free anything because their bosses have told them don't give these people free anything. Mm-hmm. So I know that by complaining to them, they don't give a shit. It's not they're not Mr. N. They're just employees of this place.
Holiday Inn.
Also, I assume that they hate their job and they hate their company just as much as I do.
All the employees were super nice. Like I don't want to shit on them, but that place was a nightmare.
Yeah. Everybody behind a desk in a customer service scenario has something they can do. It's just a little bit hard.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit hard, and they don't want to do it. So there's two ways. You can either make friends with them and convince them that you're nice enough to get it, or make yourself a big enough pain in the ass they just want you to go the fuck away. It's the only two ways to go about it.
I have gotten really good at the non-pain in the ass one recently. Like,
it's a better way to go.
But I'm not going to say that I've been doing that for longer than 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, maybe even during COVID, because everybody was so fucking angry that, like, when I would go places, I would make it a point to like be extra nice because I realized that person was put through the mill.
Absolutely.
I kind of did it during Halloween. This isn't on Dump 'Em Out, but just to pivot a touch. Like, I think that if you are not inebriated and you are giving out candy, that it is your duty to call out every obscure child's Halloween costume that you recognize because you can make their night. I'll give you for instance. I had the kid walk by. He had a Sub-Zero. He must have been told he was a ninja 1,000 times, right? I knew it was Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, so I said, "Hey, that's a great Sub-Zero." Oh my God, he turned around. I thought he was gonna cry. We had a moment. So my point is that you just just be nice.
Can you guess what my kids went as Halloween for this year?
Okay, I literally have no idea.
My oldest is out of the house. I don't know, he probably went to some fucking rave or something.
Okay.
I have no
fun. Sounds more fun than me.
The middle kid still lives with us. He's in college, but he still lives with us. And he asked me for $20 to go to the fucking Halloween supply store or whatever. Came home It was a standard like package costume. I forget what was on the package, but what it consisted of was a hat and like a gun vest, like a hunting vest type of situation. And they both had a patch on them that said "Masturbator."
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then so my kid wore that to a party, and then my youngest kid came home on Halloween. And we were like, it's Halloween, right? And he's like, what?
Oh, I love that. That's like you.
He forgot.
He did.
Junior Tom.
He had plans with his friends. He just forgot it was fucking Halloween. So he was like, what can I do? He ended up with the masturbator costume, too. So
double masturbator.
both my kids went as masturbators.
I love it.
And boy, if you want to make my wife uncomfortable, just call my kids masturbators in front of her.
I'm glad you reminded me to make my daily spirit Halloween meme. Because I've been doing that, putting it out there. People love it. People love it.
They do love it.
Oh, my God.
Please stop doing it after Halloween. What?
I'm gonna do
I
it
still see them.
Oh, yeah.
What if I did it every day until next year, just to punish everybody?
That's what I did with Die Hard that one year. Yeah.
I know.
I've never seen a meme get more fucked out quicker than that.
Oh, just wait. We're only getting faster, Tom. We're only getting faster with the amount we hate memes.
Although it seems like this one they made available for like the masses more. Like I guess it was like
some kind of generator.
Yeah, it was a generator.
It was a step too hard for other memes, but they made this generator like easy for the dumb dads out there. They're like, I'll make one.
How do I make one of them spirit things? I want to be cool on the internet.
And then I like when you go through the effort of making one, but it isn't funny or insulting at all to anybody.
David Jolly.
Yes, did you see his?
I love the guy. He's funny. The worst spirit meme ever.
Yeah, I saw one that one lady
up.
did that was just her face, and it said Rhonda. No, seriously. And then it said what the costume includes. It says woman, loving, and then at the last thing it was like kind. And I'm like, well,
why'd you do it, Rhonda? Why'd you even
just
go
wanted to be included?
So David
she
Jolly's
just wanted
costume.
to be fucking included, dude, and I wanted to hate on it so hard, and I couldn't because it was too sweet.
David Jolly's costume says it includes a seductive smile, a beautiful soul, many secret admirers, minor issue, too hot to handle.
Yeah, see, that's like the one I got. It was just all.
Hold on, Jolly. You're a professional comedian. You didn't. Unless it's so brilliant that he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if it's that, it's great.
Yeah.
It's not.
I have to think of that. That's what it means.
Were there multiple generators being made by people?
It's the same game. You could generate it more times if you want to have a different.
Right, but I mean, like, there were probably more than one generator because everybody likes to get on these things, right? Like when something like this happens and one of them happens, then, you'll see a bunch of copycats. You see it on YouTube all the time. Like one of the reasons why I like YouTube, don't get me wrong, we're on it right now, but it gets a little fucked out for me is that like you'll see in the biggest streamers like Mr. Beast and that type of, if you see him do something, if you just go down like 3 clicks to like people that have 1 million and a little bit lower, they're all just copying him.
Oh, yeah.
It's not, that's why the creativity of the platform in a weird way is kind of getting fucked with because all you're seeing is people jockey for the number. It's becoming radio or anything else. It's like, we got to chase the fucking numbers. It's like, dude, never been about chasing numbers. It's about chasing the fucking cool idea.
Dude, this is going, like, everybody does this. Look at fucking TMZ with the Bob Saget thing. Like, TMZ comes out with a story of Bob Saget's last interview, and then every media outlet copies it.
It's crazy. Look at the thumbnails. If you look at a Mr. Beast, if you go to his platform and you go most popular, you can filter it. Find his most popular video to date, and then look at the thumbnail, and then go down and look at like people under him that would be considered like lesser contemporaries, and everybody's just copying him. So I would say I don't think you guys are using the platform correctly because where I think it peaks or where personally I think it's the best is when everybody's coming with a cool idea and they're not all the same idea. You need some variation there. You need some like different shit.
Remember when Rogan got up there and attacked the old Mencia for
it
stealing
made me
his jokes?
uncomfortable. It made me uncomfortable.
And that was a big thing in like 2004 or 5 or some shit. Or, it was like, and it was a big controversy, and it ruined this guy's life basically. And like,
he said he was going to commit suicide on our show. He told us.
Is that done? And now it's okay to copy everybody?
No.
Like, Rogan just brought it up the other day.
No. But I was like,
no, it's only cool to copy if
people have been saying it lately about Amy Schumer too, and she's bringing her show back. So I don't think it's really that big of an issue.
Here's
for
the
people.
thing: when I started, hack or stealing jokes was like
biggest insult,
the
right?
death penalty.
Yeah.
You were done as a comic to do that. Now, and again, I like people hear me talking about this. They think I'm talking shit or like complaining, like old man complaining. It's just the way the world
it's
is
a
now.
blanket statement.
You can get on TikTok and do hack jokes. You can do joke book jokes on TikTok and get 1 million fucking views on it. So why wouldn't you? Like,
And now I imagine you're influenced by so much content that's impossible to like genuinely create your own content without any influence whatsoever, unless you stayed away from all your phone or whatever. Because so then that makes me think that millions of people are just being influenced, and then so it's all just mushed together, and it's impossible to even like maybe some people aren't copying, and it's just like they were influenced by some joke and meme they saw, and that's what made them write this joke. And there's 20 others like it.
I will have people that write us and say like, hey, in order to get X amount of views, you need to do this with your thumbnail and do this. And I'm like, yeah, but like, unfortunately, I feel like I would be dishonest because I only give you the thumbnail of what we're doing, which is a podcast talk show / that was born from a radio show or our dissatisfaction with where radio is going. So I don't want to I don't want to hoodwink you into clicking this.
Yeah, you put
I want you to like to click this because the comedy or the personalities.
Well, you know what you're getting. You're going to be tricked.
Right. So like the whole idea of what a click is or what attention span even is, it's been fucking turned on its head and it's been bastardized in my idea. And that's not dumb old man. That's me saying, look, I'm not going to cater to that because that's not us. That's not what we're doing here.
And then when people click through for that like secret Fortnite trick or whatever, you put in the thumbnail to get people to click, and it's not there, they're gonna fucking hate you.
Right.
And
right.
aren't they gonna be disappointed when you're tricked?
Yeah.
Like,
or maybe they won't be, and they love the addiction of the disappointment. No, I'm serious. There is a thread that I've been deep diving this on YouTube, but there are threads. Like, why do you think these guys make these videos where there's never a payoff? And then people get addicted to there never being a payoff. They like that feeling of that it is edging.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like literally fucking jacking your fucking mind dick, and then and nothing comes out of it. It's garbage.
But also, it's just a number. And then if you're mining numbers, you're like, look at it. This got this many views or clicks or whatever. And then you could parlay that into marketing
advertising money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Although they took a lot of that shit away. I remember like it all used to be, hey, click on this video, there's some chick in a bikini, and it was like some insurance, like it was all tricks. But then YouTube stopped paying people for that. Like, we have to prove that this is real.
It will evolve again, and then it'll evolve again, and then it'll evolve again. So.
You got your aggregators, the people that just straight up steal shit for fucking
we had them get us
money.
Yeah.
And my friend, this comic in town, Jari Knows, he posted this thing the other day from a guy on Instagram, and it was like here's how to grow your following. Go to pick 10 influencers you like, go to their top 3 posts that they have on their account, gank those posts, just fucking steal them, make them your own. Now you've got 30 posts to use throughout the week. This was literally their business plan. Go to influencers you like,
I'm sure
steal their shit, post it as your own.
Yeah.
There's 30 posts for you right off the bat. Get started.
Insane. I mean, they I was watching a guy this morning that in a roundabout way was saying that you got to follow the trends, and I'm like, nah, I'll just be a grumpy dad who's 5'2" in Orlando and just do this shit. I'm just gonna ride this shit to hell.
It's like being somebody else to land a partner. You like make yourself this other person, and then you start dating this person, and then you're there.
There's nothing authentic there.
But then at a certain point, you have to be you, or what the fuck are you doing?
Well, you were never fully connected to begin with, so there's nothing there. There's no true connection.
Yeah, though that's a lot of like influencer content. They started with you pranked your wife. And it became viral. Well, now you got to prank your wife 3 times a day, every day.
That's what I'm jealous because I would love to prank my wife 3 times a day.
And then it turns into fake, where it's like you're not, she's in on it, and then it's like,
there's so many fake ones on TikTok.
And then it's like, honey, walk through. I'm gonna shoot the balloon with the Nerf gun. It's gonna pour on your head.
I was just watching that one. I was just watching.
And then it's like, how many times?
God damn! When do you guys parent?
Wouldn't you be walking into we were like, where's the balloon?
Yeah, you know PTSD.
How many different ways?
Like, how long could this last?
How many different ways can you set the table up with different prizes and roll of toilet paper down it?
I know. I like that one. You want to do one more or get out of here?
And they've faked trick shots now, right? Like,
Dude Perfect was the Amazon. They were the special Amazon last night on Thursday Night Football, you could click through and they give you like the regular view, then they give you Spanish, which is dope. You know, and it's really well done. Like I'm surprised nobody's done that before with like real Spanish commentators.
Yeah,
and then you get like better graphics. Like the one of them, you get like nothing but overlays, so it looks like Madden. You see where everybody's running and shit. And then the fourth one, sorry, I spit everywhere. I have Corona. The fourth one was Dude Perfect.
Yeah.
And they were doing trick shots in between, like, and they're like interviewing and talking to each other, and it was terrible, fucking terrible.
Well,
those guys have no business on Thursday Night Football. You're just not good at it. Your skits were bad. Not good.
Their hardcore fans watched it, and that's the thing.
Was
it's just
bad.
It's going to be diluted
Praise
down.
God, they're very Christian.
It's going to be diluted down to you could watch your favorite goth celebrity talk about Thursday Night Football.
Well,
like if
you like it, I'll be able to watch people that are bad. It's like, yeah, I want to watch this game with, you know, like some prisoner or something. You know, you'll be able to watch anything.
All my kid watches is people watching basketball. Not a basketball game. People watching about, pausing it, talking about this shot, that shot. Yeah,
interesting.
It's weird.
He's all into the b-ball, man.
Weird. Let's end with the what happened with these girls in front of your house in Dansby.
This was like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I come home yesterday. Andrea's on a meeting call. And a lot of times she's taking these huge meetings and she has to run the meeting with her new job. Mm-hmm. So it's like her meeting. So she's the person and she's got all the different people that she's working with, and she'll be like, "Hey, Eric."
That's what I love, running up and grabbing my wife's tits.
I
harass her during those meetings.
I can.
You're all terrible.
First of all, Andrea has no tits, and there's nothing to grab.
Come on.
Second of all, like she would fucking kill me, and everybody in my house is bigger than me.
I like to go up. My wife's running a meeting. I like to go up and grab her from behind and whisper in her ear, "I'm harassing you."
Oh my God, I like that. So my wife's in there running the meeting, and I'm out. Like I hit her in the. I can see her mute, and I'm like, I hit her in the area there. And I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" She like leans in. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm on a call." I was like, "Should I take him out, Dansby?" She's like, "Yeah, you should take him out." So I go upstairs for a little bit. He's not really making any noise or anything. I get him out of his kennel, and I go to take him outside. So she's still running this meeting. So I sneak downstairs with him. He's not making any noise. And I take him outside, put him on his leash, and I go to take him outside. Well, I'm out there walking him a little bit. Now, granted, Andrea's window is like the front of my house. Like, she's looking right out at me, like taking this dog to go potty. So Dansby's doing his thing. I don't know where they came from, but two of the most gorgeous and most beautiful black in skimpy bikinis, tallies, two of the most beautiful Nubian, caramel cloud, most beautiful black women you have ever seen in the skimpiest. Their titties are spilling out of their bikinis like I thought I was being fucking punked. Girls,
they probably were. You're on somebody's TikTok.
They saw Dansby, and they were there, and they're like, "Oh, baby, oh," and they come running, and I'm standing there.
Why were they in bikinis?
They're going to the pool.
Okay.
And they're walking to the pool, and they're in bikinis, and they come running over to Dansby. I mean, they are bouncing and flopping in ways that, only Sam can do. And I am just like, I'm like literally like melting down. And Andrea has literally the window to it. "Oh, this is your baby. Oh, what's his name? Oh, Dansby." Titties falling out. Half a nipple comes out. Booty titties, booty. All day long. This dog is a god. Better than Caesar. Better than Caesar. Caesar who?
How dare you?
I said what I said. This dog gets ass. This dog is so attractive that I was unbelievable.
Swimming in booty titties.
Literally, and both of them are 6 foot tall, Sam. If I'm lying, I'm dying. You could ask Andrew. Is she in the chat room? I know she's probably on a call, but like she watched the whole thing, and then she opens the door and is like, "What was that?" And I was like, "Those are neighbors, I guess, going to the pool, and they like your dog, and they happen to be 2 6 foot tall, beautiful black women that decided to wear their bikinis to the pool with limited clothing and coverage."
So let me ask you,
did you make a note of the time so you can watch these?
Right.
You goddamn right I did. I know exactly what time. It's a 3:14 scenario.
There you go.
Okay, so the cliche of having the puppy and
it works.
Attracting good-looking women
100% works.
Works. Now, but follow me here. Is that a benefit to you in any way?
Okay,
to the owner of the puppy?
It is, and I'll tell you why. Because when they started asking, they said, "What kind of dog is he?" dude, had this been me, a little more trim, a little
Single.
tighter, a little single, I like to chirp, and I have fun chirping. It's the ultimate gateway. I had it. All I had to do, y'all going to the pool? Oh, man. Well,
I'll meet you there.
Do you mind if me and Dansby tag along? It's easier to watch him if I got other people around. Man, come on. And so a couple of drinks.
I don't know.
Oh,
that
I'm
works.
getting a nod from Rob.
What's the hardest part about talking to a girl? Getting started.
He's right. It works. I'm telling you, if Sam had this dog, and for men, it would work. Same shit.
I'm very
Most girls don't
suspicious
even
that
need
that
it.
works. Like,
No, it works. It works.
Because I understand the logic of
Now
a conversation.
Tom's thinking about getting a dog.
No, but he doesn't like to chirp. I'm telling you.
I don't think it works. I think
it works.
No, I think
You've also been with Crystal since you were like 12. Have
Yeah.
you ever like talked to a girl
No.
in a
That's not a
predatory
We found out
fashion?
that he doesn't.
Have you
He doesn't.
talked to a girl in a predatory fashion?
We understand that.
You know what? I
Tom
stand
doesn't-
behind that. Have you talked to a girl?
Tom has no idea what flirting is.
No,
so.
but follow. Okay,
I gotta get my wife to call in.
all I'm saying is that I understand, like, good-looking girls maybe like finding a cute puppy cute and wanting to be like,
No,
oh,
they were chirping with me. I need my wife to back me up
Yeah,
how
but-
long it went on. You have no idea how long this conversation happened. It was longer than it should have with two girls with their titties falling out.
Yeah, but and I'm not saying this about you, but I could imagine like me as a hot girl, like, oh, cute puppy, look at this puppy, and like this does not change the fact that you are disgusting.
Yeah, no. You could say that about me. No, but it had
no, I'm just saying, like,
no, it was a gateway.
Does this make
It wasn't
the
the vibe.
owner better?
It wasn't the vibe at all. No, the vibe was flirtatious. I'm telling you right now, the verb was the vibe.
Because
said
I feel
verb,
like
but
they
the vibe.
just like the puppy, and it does not change the owner one bit.
Correct. You're right. The puppy is not a guaranteed ticket
No.
to sex.
No.
But it is your in to spit your game.
Yeah. Shoot
This
your shot.
now you have a chance. Before these ladies just walking on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
fat Dan's up on his porch. He has
Yeah,
no
yeah.
dog. They
Thank
don't
you.
they don't make eye contact with him.
No.
They don't fucking talk to him.
They're like, look at
the
this
dog.
creeper.
They go up there like, hey, what about the dog? And then you have a chance.
Yeah.
It's like a lottery ticket. All it is hope.
Yeah,
At the
you
end of the
love
day, but
gambling.
you could win.
It
You could
lasted
win.
longer than it should have, to the point where Andrea's like, well, what was that? And I'm like, he's a powerful dog. This dog's got big dick energy, man. It's Pete Davidson of dogs.
So is
I named him Pete. Petey. Little Petey.
the yellow albino snake or parrot just a
Black
long...
people don't like that.
Icebreaker.
I'm saying long
Come on,
form.
man. You know that. No, I'm
I'm puppy.
Black people don't want your
100%.
fucking snake. You can throw that shit in the trash.
No, well, because you can't like the puppy's only going to be a puppy for 8 months, and then it's a full.
Yeah,
and then
you're
the,
right.
The dog,
I got a window.
So then, but the albino
Oh, she's
snake.
calling. Line. Well, they're both flashing, so good luck.
I got her.
50-50.
Hey, babe, can you hear me?
I can.
They
Can
don't
you hear me?
I don't think Tom believes me that those two 6-foot-tall, gorgeous black women with their titties spilling out of their bikinos were they loved me and Dansby. They like the little guys.
Well, now you're adding yourself. I think they just love
No,
the puppy.
I think they love me too.
I don't think they love you.
I'm confident. I'm confident like you. I'm like that's.
I was hearing, like, I was trying to run a meeting, and I kept hearing, like, high-pitched shrill outside because I'm in your old studio, so I can look right outside.
Yeah.
And all I see are two
Titties.
beautiful
They're
women, like, leaning down, just fawning all over this dog, and Daniel's chirping it up.
I was hitting it. I was giving it. Was I not giving it the? I mean, I chirped you, right? I mean, was I not giving it the full court chirp?
You were giving it the full chirp. I mean,
I-
this dog makes you chirp to people.
Yeah, I was literally, if I had been single, I would have been having a caramel threesome. I'm telling you, I'm
just
confident about that.
skeptical.
I'm confident. I've slept with a lot of women, Tom.
I just feel like if I gave these two women a survey, and on the survey it said, would you rather this puppy just be wandering around without
the trollman? The trollman that's
old white
chasing
troll
you. There's an
Like,
old white troll chasing you to the pool.
I just feel like they would check yes. I would rather this be a troll-free experience, or whoever owned the dog. I'd rather just the dog be there because that's all
Can
I
we
cared
just
about.
have the dog?
I just cared about the dog and nothing
Daniel,
else.
You forget Daniel's turning into his father, and his father was a charmer.
He
And
was.
So
Dad had
Daniel is going to charm people.
I was charming these
No
ladies. I
matter.
could feel it. I could feel it.
I
was lucky charming these ladies with my little person powers. I was getting them.
I
felt like my magic was back, and I feel like you want to take it away because you don't understand it. But I felt like my confidence.
He's jealous of the puppy. I think he's jealous.
I mean, like
I'm
was I not confident?
I promise you,
Andrea. When I came inside, was I not confident? And I was horny and.
Yep.
I'm skeptical. I feel like the puppy is not.
But I didn't know it was going to get the black girls, and that's what I've wanted. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh my God. I was like, if I'd have known.
Because then
later
on that night, I took the puppy out, and this nice couple, beautiful black woman and her boyfriend,
that's true.
wanted just to talk to the puppy.
That is true.
So.
This dog is.
Well, you're proving my point. They just care about the puppy.
We're more alike than we are different, Tom.
You know, they don't care about the owner, and they were
talking to me.
It's
People
like
don't care about Daniel and I.
It's a sales lead, Tom. You still have to close the sale, but without the lead, you're never making that call to begin with.
Man, I'm so glad that Ross is on my side on this one.
Ross
likes fun, though.
I am skeptical that you could close a sale just by
now
having
he's
a puppy.
calling you out, Dan.
Challenge.
I would put
the
up a
person
challenge
not
that if I
interested.
gave Dansby to you and let you walk around Baldwin, that you could get some girls. But you wouldn't be able to close the deal because you don't know how to chirp. You don't know how to chirp.
Awkward.
No, we got to take you guys out. We got to go out to the coast. We got to find a nice stretch of boardwalk, and you guys both get like a 2-hour chunk.
Snake and Parrot versus Dansby.
You guys get like a 2-hour chunk with Dansby. You walk back and forth. Whoever gets most numbers.
You have a snake and a parrot. I have Dansby, and we see how many ladies we can get. I'm gonna win all day long. That's not even fair.
No. But what my thing is how can it make the human better?
You're not a closer.
Oh man. All right, babe.
You left him speechless.
Stopped him. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
No one has ever used a puppy and then it's made a person more interested in them.
The world doesn't exist if this doesn't work, Tom. Girls are not interested in it at all ever. We need
you need
puppy.
something.
He's forever gonna fight. He's forever gonna fight the cliche.
We got a fair villain now. We don't need you.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I'm just saying, like, if you get
You know what? If you're the puppy in your scenario, Crystal came up to you and was like, oh, look at this big dumb puppy, and she fell in love.
Well, he's never going to understand something that was an emotional response to those two ladies, right? Because they stopped because they had an emotional response to the dog. They weren't stopping for me. We all know that. You know, they probably have boyfriends. But
is that going to make them like you? How could that work?
It could lead into that.
It did feel like that. They were really happy about it. And then I was doing like a little bit of flirty, like where I was like, hey, anytime y'all want to pet my dog, come on by. Like that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, it was like, how does owning a puppy then help your stock? It's like
I don't know. I felt more powerful afterwards. I felt awesome.
Well, they would have walked.
Had confidence.
I understand the fact that they would have walked right past you if you didn't have the puppy. But I'm saying is like that puppy isn't going to make them like you. They like the puppy. How does that translate into like you?
Man.
I think that's
Is this what you
it
think
opens
about?
the gate for conversation.
When you go to bed, are you still like doing these type of like scenarios in your head?
A lot of women like personality too.
Well,
No,
okay.
he
All
doesn't
I'm
believe
saying
in that.
is
I
like
got it.
The Hooters waitress is talking to you because you are eating there. Like,
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like it does. It's just what they do.
Well, they
Like,
have to because it's their job. These ladies did not have to stop.
That's true. They didn't have to stop.
But they're talking to you because of your puppy, and it's not going to make them ever like you.
I can explain it to you white trash enough, Tom. I got it.
Here we go.
It's and this is Florida. This is it. Okay, it's the condo pitch. Dansby is the free 25-inch TV.
Okay.
You're going to this place because you want a free 25-inch TV. You have no fucking interest in buying a condo at all, ever. In fact, you're opposed to it.
Yes.
You don't want a condo.
No.
You're just going to get your fucking TV.
Yes.
But a certain amount of people are going to come in, get their TV, and sit there for the 2-hour seminar, and they're going to buy a fucking condo.
'cause
Whether
somebody
they want
wins
to
them
or
over.
not. They didn't want to coming in. They don't want the condo at all, but they sit there and they listen to the spiel. They listen to the
There's
pitch,
a low
and-
percentage, but it happens.
And
So
they
it's
get
a trap.
sold on it.
Yes.
I knew I could explain it to you.
Okay, I get the trap.
It's the old white troll trap. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
How do you?
It's the bait under the box.
Tiny white trolls have been capturing beautiful black women using the troll trap
Gotcha.
for decades.
And Dan is the stick on a string.
That's me.
Why didn't you say troll trap to begin with? I get that. All right, let's get out of here.
Hey,
Sam,
hold on, I got breaking news.
What?
Castleberry,
did Russia nuke Ukraine? Free T-shirts. Email Tom.
Castleberry Trash is picking up your debris.
Who said that?
Your wife.
Oh,
She's taking a video of it just to post on Facebook. She's so happy.
Oh my God, that's what trash people do. They're like, they're getting our trash. Film it.
She said it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's Castleberry Christmas.
Castleberry Christmas.
Sam, do we have semantics this weekend?
No. We have one from last week where we recorded live from Fest.
Live from Fest.
But we will be doing a new, you heard about this one. We're going to do it on Twitch this upcoming Tuesday, I think around 7 p.m. So follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/semanticsmedia.
Awesome. Ross, is there a Tots with Ross?
Check out the Orlando Talk Show with me, Ross McCoy, your favorite podcast device. It's always good. I want to tell you guys a couple shows I got coming up.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
There's this guy, Ike Rafferty, in town now. He's running a new little roast battle called the Weenie Roast. You follow them on Instagram. I think they just put up the first roast I did with them. It's really good. And then on the 15th of this month, it's a Tuesday at Grumpy's. I'll be in another Weenie roast battle there. Shit Sandwich this Saturday. Come see that. It will be the last shit sandwich under the current ownership of the Bull and Bush, far as I am aware.
Wow.
And we'll see what happens in the future.
All
And then if you're in Fort Myers, I'm going to do a show in Fort Myers the 26th this month. So if maybe I'll find some stickers or something. I'll bring some stickers with me. If you
Also
guys are
let us know
scumbags.
so we can put that on social and help our listeners out
Looks
there.
like I'll be in a Friday before that. So we'll see.
Cool.
The 26th, if you're in Fort Myers, come see me in John Charles Ragland.
Our Bad at Business Beer Fest, November 19th, and Sofa and Suds the next day, November 20th. The Beer Fest is free. All you have to do, I would suggest getting there around noon when we start giving out the sample cups.
Yeah.
As long as you're 21, you can get a sample cup. Chill out. Go to Sellers City.
Bring
to
an
West
ID,
End.
though. Bring like a real ID. Like, don't fuck around with it because like they're probably not going to fuck around with it. So just bring a nice ID.
Is Dansby going?
You know what?
You can bring your dog.
I think he will be. We've been told by our vet that he has one more set of shots before we should start taking him out places. But yeah,
especially Sanford.
He probably will. Especially Sanford. He probably will. Yeah, he's a good boy. You can see him, and I urge all beautiful women who come see my dog. Please.
Beer starts pouring at 2, and then the next day we got the Sanford Sofa races. So it's the Purge weekend.
Indeed. Remember,
and don't forget to go to tomanddangiveback.com if you want to bid on the Air T&D for that weekend.
Yeah, the proceeds go to charity.
Yeah, 100% of the proceeds go to charity. Don't forget that we have those T&D reusable grocery bags on there. You get a 4-pack for $15, and that's kind of what we're trying to get
If I
rid
see
of.
you with one of those and 12 items in the 10 items or less lane, I'm fucking stealing it.
Yeah. You should.
And Hollerbox Novemberfest is starting tonight, going on all weekend.
Novemberfest starts tonight at 5, I believe. Yeah, and you can check out everything on hollerbox.com for all the stuff that's going on in the Holla Block because they got 3 stages. So,
all right, guys, we will see you on Monday.
All right. Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. We'll see you guys later.
See you guys.